tuh.
Iya.
Fabian Ruiz.
Iya, itu
Gonzalo
pas
Ramos masuk.
ganting ke Kvaratskhelia.
Iya.
Jadi Dwi ke kanan, Fabian Ruiz ke kiri tengah.
Ya, Kang Inli ya, ini oke lah. Memang buat cuma rotasi doang. Tapi kemarin memang gue ngeliat sebenarnya nih, kalau lo kemarin lihat dari golnya Gonzalo Ramos di akhir itu, gue bilang kayaknya PSG itu sebenarnya butuh satu striker yang
kayak gitu,
high profile, kayak versi Gonzalo Ramos tapi lebih high profile gitu kan.
Iya, nah itu masalahnya cari di mana?
Gitu sih, kemarin dia nggak ngincar juga kan sebenarnya sih, coba kayak
RRQ, they've got to stop feeling like they're blessed, like it was meant to be, like they were meant to run this lower bracket gauntlet. Everything's kind of gone their way after that little bit of adversity, but they find themselves against a very, very tough opponent in T1 today. And as I've already said, T1 got the better of them last time they faced, so we're looking to see improvement from the side of RRQ. We're taking a look at the veto again here, and it is that little bit different from last time. No bind coming out this time, so I'm very curious, especially in this map one, but I had to give my edge to T1 for this ascent.
Yeah, T1 changing it up. I mean, they won the series last time around, so they've been the one, despite picking up the win on Bind in the previous series, to change up the veto, to do something a little bit different, whereas RRQ, they're quite happy to go straight back to Sunset, which would have been the third decider, and Haven is this time the third decider, so that we know that that's a middle ground, that's a comfort zone for both of these teams, and we might see a mirror on that once again.
Yeah, now Rossi was here with us just earlier, and he was saying that this map veto does seem to be a little bit in T1's favor, and I completely agree with you guys, especially for Ascent. But Big Time, who was your prediction for today?
My prediction was for RRQ. I'm just believing in the run, I'm believing in the hype. Look, I doubted them against Gen G, and then they proved me wrong. And then I thought, no, they're going to be tired, they're going to be burnt out, they're going to lose to the RX, and they looked better than ever. So I had to give my props to them. I think they have everything they need to make this run work. But whoa, we're throwing it back.
Okay, maybe we are over. Maybe there's nothing wrong with that.
Look at Crazy Guy.
He knows what we're saying right now.
Oh my god. Let's see how it works for them. They have been so uncomfortable on this map.
Yeah.
They've changed their ascent comp almost every single time they've played it lately. They're going to know what T1's going to be bringing on the offense. Let's see if they can deal with it.
Yeah, T1, no changes. They're sticking with that chamber. Starting off on that attack. As Rossi mentioned, this comp often struggles towards B main. So watch for them trying to establish a default there to upset RRQ, but I also think that's why this KO is so good.
Halo,
Lots
malas
of ways
namain.
to throw off this chamber.
Kamu di Valorant nggak? Kita nonton Valorant ya.
What do you guys think? Yeah, do you like the Tejo? Do we like the return of Tejo?
I mean, it's
Absolutely hate it.
Semifinal nih.
It's so mid in the current meta, but they really need to bully this map control. That's what I think. And I think, you know, you need to just take that A or B main space, get Jimkin on that ARP info line. He's such a terror on this map. It's good to see him back on the Yoru.
if anyone could do it, it's them.
I agree with you Big Time on that one. All right, we're gonna sit here, casters, and see what they think about all this. Quack and Komodo, please take it away.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit weird. It's a little bit weird to see Mateo. Might be a counter pick for sure. Might be able to throw off Buzz on this chamber. But that said, it will still be a matchup where there is less pressure on both teams. But it is
Tumben
also
nonton Ngerti Valorant. Iya Ju, semifinal. Kita harus support, males namain. Ngerti nggak?
Look at my eyes. Why are we playing Teo in this stage?
Redo! Let's go
I
back
mean,
in time.
look, there is an angle that you could say it is to try and counter the chamber that Buzz comes out with. If you can figure out where he's going to be, if he's over at the A side of the map in YN, for example, he's going to have that rendezvous up on top of the bricks. If he's over at B, it's going to be the laneway. You'll see him maybe even play it in P, but like, in short, it's in tree, right? There are very commonalities that chamber with Buzz, he puts these rendezvous at the same spot, but still, I think you did have to change something for RRQ coming in towards this map. I won't lie, right? 6-13 against Gen G, 7-13 DRX, 13-15 Team Secret. You have not looked good on this map at all this stage. Been very uncomfortable, but the pressure's off. They've made it into champs on their own back, not playing on the back of any other results, any other teams needing to do some jumping through hoops to get you there. And let's see. Maybe they can do something good with this.
I'm going to start off with salvos into B main. Cushy trying to pop shot through. He's going to get met with a lot of players though.
We'll see if this scale up from T1 is just going to be a quick shutdown of a round into this B site.
Oh, you got the pop flash from Jemkin. No real angles found. Crazy guy though. Slight trade onto Izu. I think got Buzz. Oh. Kind of nah, it's still tagged up. But the plant goes down nonetheless, and with Meteor up around Market, that's a tougher choke for RQ to make out of. Meteor with 4 kills and a pistol.
Yeah, nearly picking up the ace for him with the sharp shots to come on through. Game plan action for T1 on that dark cover after the salvos go together as a team. They come up with a pretty decisive pistol round. I mean, it kind of reminds me at the minute when we, draw a map like Split, for example, where we still have some teams throw out a sky here and there, or a map like Bind where we have teams throw out a sky here or there. It's like post-plant agent, post-nerfs, rather, still here and there picked, right? Something that springs to my mind in this stage already is Crystal when he brought out the tail over on Lotus against Team Secret. I mean, yeah, he topped, yeah, they won, but it's like, it's still not confidence whatsoever in this current meta. Tail Merchant's a real thing. Gonna have to see if it's gonna be valuable for RRQ or not. Changes to those salvos and such. And we've still got a lot of access to utility in this sort of round for RRQ, where it's just gonna be the pistols to be finding some potential damage.
At least for T1, just play true to their style. Double kill instantly rendezvoused out, and you got the rest of the team here to support as well. Stacks getting the third, and then just straight into B.
Yeah, I can afford 2 deaths here over on T1 with the 2 players on the Ghosts and Stacks and Meteor, but at this point in time, it's already on the site, and the distance game is just going to be won by DH. Now just not yet. And it's just the classics, of course, for this squad too. So you would expect nothing to come out from him. Even spotted now, tagged.
And D stands for disciplined.
And if you're, in my mind, going over towards DH, he's been the rock for T1. Still the most overall consistent player for them, the newest player for them. We have such a battle of rookies coming into this year as well. It's been sensational to witness. And now we start to see actually how you're going to pilot this Teo on this defensive side and what the game plan does look like for RRQ on this map here. Banning out, of course, Lotus for themselves and Icebox from T1. As soon as they see that and know that, they probably are expecting a weak map of their own to be picked and a stronger map of T1's to be picked.
For now, though, it's going to be A main holds. Wow. Salvos into the peak from Jemkin. There is a reveal, though. Or it's going to get crashed out over onto the B site. Meteor is known to lurk.
You got no smokes anymore on T1, so they're just going to hit some sharp shots on this bonus round for them with a couple of their rifles. Play some corners as Meteor, see if you can draw any attention over towards your way with a bit of a split up the mid from Izu. Stealth drone just comes out from Crazy Guy as well. Gotten out nothing, I do believe. One salvo still available, but you're very spread around the map as T1 at the moment. You are just trying to individually find some frags. As Easy going to link up with Stacks now. And not yet. Well, nearly just has his head removed.
Nearly. Still a tough shot to land nonetheless.
The timing so far on these salvos and that special delivery have been pretty okay from Crazy Guy. Still has kind of an understanding of how he wants to play this Teo with the calling as well for the squad, but now he starts to encroach upon this A side and he needs to just hit the shot.
Yeah, stall and delay.
30 seconds left.
That delay only works out for that long, yet needing to find the anchor shots. Jemkin arriving as well, though, and some additional support. So it will be trades as RQ find numbers advantage. Meteor might be able to stick the plant. Of course, trying to bait out some reactions as well. He knows his opponents are circling around him. There goes the triple. And RQ find it up.
Surviving the 3, not too bad. Not too bad. Again, I don't think a lot of people have this composition coming back on their bingo board. Last time they did play it, it was against Gen G in that upper final, that grand final, and it was Jemkin on the Yoru, absolutely delivering destruction. And again, he's been such a pivotal player for this team in this lower bracket run that they've had to try and do to get into chance. The whole team has just elevated themselves drastically over the course of these last few weeks. But against T1 now, who they did just receive a loss against, they've got to come up good still here as well for the seed to get over towards Japan, Tokyo. That'd be pretty cool for them as well. So this first real rifle rounds now. They have to try and challenge in mid. 3 of them are here.
Where it's going to be unexpected positions. The trades coming through Buzz. Oh, not quite able to refrag.
And in this sort of position, you would switch over to a retake too. Crazy Guy does have the stealth drone. He's ready for the door peek out from there. He's just going to have to gamble that one. Nicely done so far from RRQ in this round. Decisive in mid, switching in towards A, and now they know where DH is. Drones after drones.
You already know where DH is. Whoa, still able to find a tap, but nonetheless, it will be Xfaro.
Nice.
And we'll all be tied up 2-2 as well. So far, so good.
So far, so good.
We've seen them
For
in times, drop pistols,
RRQ.
drop second rounds, but be ever so present in the rifle rounds. And you're hoping that T1 kind of isn't delirious in how to play against this composition, because they, of course, wouldn't be expecting it. But we know such tenured players, you know, such as Stax, is going to have some awareness and trying to figure things out in the middle of this map. It's a bit of a lesser buy to come in from T1 now. You do have that Steel Garden available as well if you want to all stack up together. You start to feel a little bit of weakness around the map from RRQ. Who are just going to put majority of their forces over to this B side and mid in a 4-1 style approach. To be on mid, just leaving Xfaro to the side of A by himself.
Deploying drone.
Drone's gonna confirm though.
Didn't spot out Buzz. Doesn't matter. Crazy Guy finds him.
Which means no more entry onto B, then look for other options, but at the same time, take a look at who's down Pizza.
Yeah, you can't really go mid if you are T1, but you do just have to link up together, really. Try and see if you can put off a couple of the angles. The Thorns aren't really going to do anything here towards RRQ.
Nice.
Meteor just getting removed convincingly, and Stax and DH position is eventually just going to be noted. This is very methodical from RRQ.
As they hunt for the final kill as well. Flawless pick up in round number 5.
Let's go.
Not too
Let's
bad.
go.
Starting to build up some economy, starting to kind of renegotiate themselves and where they want to reposition around the map as well. Dotting I's, crossing T's. But now we need to ask the question from
Onion on
T1, where's the
fire.
spark that you've shown so far as well in your journey through that Omega bracket? You're losing to Paper X, maybe one would argue expected. The 2-0 loss to Talon, maybe one would argue a little bit expected with how they're playing lately, but questionable.
Still though, taking the win over Nongshim, and now trying to find it back on a set. Buzz goes for the entry.
And this would certainly be a position where you would like to see the Steel Garden invested for them after a bit of a regroup in towards B main 2. Removing Jemkin. Removing an option of a dimensional drift from the party, but also just a body on the floor. And as far as RRQ is concerned now, they need to start to spot out some information. That's why they're putting Monyet into this creep-up approach through A, and the Steel Garden's just going to reveal all the information. Xfaro just getting caught in the garden as the gun's moved.
A little bit more action. Still, with that information retrieved, they just spam through and getting information off the cameras, trips, and some kills collected upon.
Monyet is coming on for a mighty flank at the moment as Meteor is just going to put himself into a sneaky spot. He's got some timing here.
Oh, managed to push out for it. Stax then holding out from stairs. You kind of expect where RQ are coming from, seeing those salvos, but still the peaks successful. Just Meteor left and he's blocked off by the smokes. Armageddon deployed and pushes him out of position. And no chance for Meteor at fighting back.
Didn't think I would see some pretty clean play back on the tail right now, but we are seeing RRQ in a bit of a comfort spot right now. And T1, they are the team that have to be worried. They are the team that are phased by this currently. Not able to get Izu in a spot for success on this Yoru either, by the way. He's just been getting out a couple of team tactic plays, getting the flashes out for the squad to get into some spots. But these are the sort of positions where you're getting the opening kill, you're getting in towards the B site and you're getting a plant down. You can't hold it in the post. Some overzealous play from Meteor, it would appear in the grand scheme of things there.
Nice.
Crazy Guy picking up that Armageddon on the back of the kills, and yeah, it's just going to eventuate into a timeout from T1 here. Have the coaching staff actually figured out what they need to do on the attack against what should arguably be an old forgotten comp.
Technically, right? That's what it is right now with the way that RRQ have been able to kind of flush them across the map. 4 losses in a row cannot feel too good, but just as before we went into this timeout, you took a look and Buzz had his tour de force. Jemkin brought out his operator. Yep, next round could get spicy.
Well, I know who I'm favoring in that duel.
Do tell.
Would you like to take a guess?
Jemkin.
Yes, absolutely. He's the kill leader with the operators. I mean, it's hard not to. It's hard to argue. Buzz is good. Don't get me wrong. He's great. Better than most. But right now, well, technically he's tied with Jemkin 4-4.
In the server.
But overall, RRQ, they are leading with that 4. And the force is out, but is it going to be a full force? Dart on the back of the clone.
She breaks immediately.
And now you've got a little bit of this progression space in towards main. And that shear is just going to keep you in check if you want to go skulking around the map, like we've seen from Monyet over at A, for example. The majority of the force for RRQ is a little bit more shifted. Mid to be cleaned, with all of the reconnaissance util now essentially gone for T1. They're going to have to put their bodies on the line, and RRQ, well, they're just going to spot out that T1 have found the space in mid. Doesn't matter. It's pistols at the end of the day. It's Bulldog. As long as they're not walking into these long lines, they won't get picked up by that tour de force. So RRQ is going to be happy enough to sit pretty
Nice.
Well, he's just going to get shoulder checked, and his shoulder is shot.
Completely knocked off balance. No more smokes on this attacking side. It's going to come down to the kills. We'll see if Meteor...
And Cushy, he just picks up the recon too, so he can throw that out now for the scan.
And as long as they push on through, counter recon will make it tough. Sparrow still anchoring down that side. They know he's there.
Oh, the tour de force from Buzz, trying to find the right angle.
No shot, no chance. Spike dropped. Oh, and everything's
Nice.
up too. Got stairs under lock and key because got Monyet still down the site too. And at this point, it's just Buzz left. Every one of them dropping down one by one.
Nice.
Pretty damn clean from RRQ there. Not a lot of damage delivered by Cushy, who gets dinged in the tool from the back of the boathouse, but he still weathers through.
This one though.
Good shots. Getting active. Having the placement of the crosshair done to a T. Getting the trades and the crossfires established for RRQ. But that timeout that was utilized a little bit early on from T1, you would expect that it's going to be more fashion towards this round. Operator in a proper variety out for Buzz now. And DH, don't tell me that he's going to be the first casualty yet again in this shoulder peeking towards an operator.
You can't.
Baited.
Position revealed for now.
Very close towards this B main side of things again with the standard utility set going around from T1. Copy paste for the last round. But they're hoping that they don't control B on the result.
That's going to be the mid-rounding.
The pizza spot from Jemkin. We noted, going to get out of dodge. The operator to reposition around the map.
Right-click and edit straight into the A site.
Going to contend against Crazy Guy there with Monyet. Bit of utility. Ooh. Operator shot. Switches on by.
That's not too bad, and off the reposition gets the frag onto Izu. T1 still looking to break
Woo!
Inside of the smokes is Crazy Guy.
But he is stuck. Another player in main too.
Util, so he gets taken down, but take a look at who's already on the A side. It's Jemkin. Has to be walked off because of the recon.
30 seconds left.
Eventual drift could be an angle here for Jemkin to start to go in. And that is indeed what is going to happen.
Buzz though, still watching out for Tree with the op, and because of that tunnel vision, Cushy beginning to make his move. There's one to hell, Jemkin gets the trade, and Xparrow can deal the finishing blow.
That can be a bit of a crushing round to come through as far as T1 is concerned, because they are getting a couple of shots missed, a couple of shots collected, but night and day difference with a clean retake from RRQ essentially. Access to that dimensional drift, pivotal for information spotting, shots and trades collected again. And yes, Meteor gets a bit of a lurk activated, but by then the damage was already kind of done by Crazy Guy a little bit here. With the rest of the squad as well, he's just caught out in a reload. Imagine if he still had bullets available. I feel like Crazy Guy is just being ever so omnipotent throughout this stage. And now that is 6 in a row for RRQ. Back to the drawing board for T1. Talk in amongst themselves. I'm going to highlight it here. It's still donut territory too for Izu. He needs to awaken for T1. He's your solo duelist here. And if he's not firing, you put more pressure on Buzz with this chamber, on Meteor on the lurks. And it's just really rough.
Getting shut down every step of the way. He throws a flash, Manya just spams.
Crazy guy.
Now you're back into B, and RRQ are just lying in wait again.
Buzz the priority for the orb instead of Izu, who would get the drift. Bit of an interesting pickup. I mean, Meteor with the Steel Garden too. You've removed the guns and give your team options in this round. Bit of a head spinner on that one.
Okay, at least looking for other avenues of entry off the smoke. But Monjes just still spots him by the headshot angle. Jemkin getting one. The Hunter Spear getting another. Izu just no choice but to break past Market. Off with the clone, Xpero to hold. Nice! He hears him inside of the cage! And then stacks down on the ground. It was a pistol round, sure, but still, RRQ make this look so clean.
Yeah. Easy gets the kill, so he's on the board. But a 4 alive situation for RRQ. They are building up cash, and they can just throw it all in a pool and swim around in it at the moment. It'll keep you afloat for a while.
Alex Cruz with duck.
Is that what it's from?
Yeah. DuckTales.
There you go. I just like funny. And I'm sure RRQ do as well, because they are not phased by it whatsoever. Going to be sent into oblivion at the moment in this half T1 if they're not able to pick up a couple more rounds.
Still got the threat of this op.
DH, well, he was elevated, and that's a free.
Jemkin's the best.
DH does technically have access to Shroud and step away from there. Risky business doing that one.
I'm about to play another angle, but still, this time it's going to be Manya. So the B main tosses out the flash, but Izu with dimensional drift. This is side cushy out from the back, though.
Catches Buzz on the rendezvous escape position, and now you're still holding good advantages as RRQ. The timing! Oh, you're lucky to be alive here, Stacks. But what can you and Izu do?
Yeah, what's the angle going to be? Hunter Spear, shock darts. I don't think that's going to help you out too much here, unless Izu finds more frags. Gets one. TP's back into safety, but you know he's up from heaven. No. A lot of entry possibility for RQ off the clone, off the flashes even. But they just continue to fan one. Get the first down outside the door. It's a triple kill into an ace. And T1 put 1 round back up on the board.
Oh, gila.
Well, T1 are going to get sent into oblivion if they lose that round, but you know what is going to happen? Izu is just going to put on the horns and go devil mode. That is pretty insane to come out from him there, and a requirement for T1 to keep a sliver of a chance on this side. You would think comes out with an ace, just hitting the shots. You know he's got to be happy with that one. It's got to be the start for T1 here to try and keep this one in play. 7-5 on the cards, an option that they can put themselves in towards if so. And it's going to be back to the C, or the B side of things yet again, with Steel Garden going out and catching Xpero.
Be a fast and simple execute. RQ trying to stall and hold them off as long as possible, but they've managed to teleport across. Jemkin still getting shot midair. Maybe a second one, doesn't quite matter because Xpero's around the corner. 2 more, and then another trade. Buzz trying to do it all, has to play ring around the rosy, backs himself into a corner where Monette just decapitates him.
Jemkin getting into the back of the site with that operator as well, after the Steel Garden, to back up his boy in Cushy. And Xpero too, of course. DH dead first yet again. Xpero with the utility around. He was the one that actually was backed up. Pardon me. But it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Who is there for RRQ? What matters here is that RRQ are still being ever so consistent in the promise to be Korean Slayers. And now it's the last round of this half. You've got some pistols on the side of T1. Gotta come up with a cheeky round. Buzz is one away from the tour de force. Jemkin one away from the drift again after just using it a little bit ago. The operator is just a blessed weapon for him.
Especially considering his performance all throughout the past 3 days, you consider this one. One way smoked off again.
Sending out the stealth drone up through short, up through tree. Spotting nothing to mid as well, so you get an idea that it's either B main outside or it's outside A. And the player that you would love to have in this spot is, of course, going to be Jemkin. He even legs Buzz. But can he get out? Gatecrash still online. Happy enough to play with the team.
Could expire soon. Oh, pre-fired shot. Monyet trying to delay now. The smokes have been set up. He goes in for the flash. Tries to go up front, but still getting taken out. Crazy guy. Possibly able to spam all throughout across. Izu TP's to the back. What is that flag? Crazy guy! Picking up the 4K, denying entry! Stacks with just the ghost in hand. What? Goes in, slicing the pie, gets the first shot. But still, two opponents on site. Closes out the door and looks for the plant. 3 seconds to go. He gets off of it, and Xpero says it's lights out.
Crazy guy's a reaper. That is absolutely disgusting that comes out from him. Even on the gate crash to Izu to the back of the site. 4 versus 5 conversion. 3 versus 5 conversion from the leader of RRQ. That is absolutely ridiculous from him. And a 93 scoreline that RRQ can back up in this map. This abysmal map that we've seen from them. Never looking good. Putting up a great half there for the 9-3.
Never mind that he's on the tail. His utility is still good. I mean, the recon gathering is working out wonders for RQ. But down to the executes from T1, always getting messed up because you got players like Xpero with the trips.
It feels like RRQ weren't really moving their positions too much on that defensive side, to be fair. Who would you want to sit next to on the planes of Tokyo, Stacks or Meteor? Who would bug me less? I like just being silent on planes. I'll just be left to my own devices. So technically Meteor plays Lurk and he's left to his own devices, so he would probably be the one I would pick because that's similar. If he follows in line for the game.
Like the more introverted reserve.
I'm getting too nerdy about this. Well, we need to see some big brain nerd action gameplay from T1 on that defensive side, otherwise they're just going to roll over on Ascent.
Cannot afford to be quiet on the second half for sure, Komodo. 3-9 on your own map pick. On a map where RQ was not meant to be this successful, but take a look at that. 7 rounds in a row in the first half. Now off to the attack.
Yeah, this is where things might be wild for RRQ with the Teo. This is where they would have their drills, of course, found on what they want to do on the attacking side, right? Their set plays, get close to the B side of the map, baiting out what utility that they possibly can first. See if the shear has been placed there, for example.
Back into the headhunter, though, from Buzz. The trade from Crazy Guy.
Some extra damage delivered to Jemkin, though. So, Buzz, in death, fighting 1.5. And now you got some adjustments to make in this round for RQ. As T1 pivot more to the A site.
Trying to hold a smoke shop outside of mid. Not much in terms of the intel gathering department. Because Stacks is all the way on B.
Xpero is just playing by himself in B main now as mid is explored by RRQ. They've got a gate crash for Jemkin and the salvo for Crazy Guy that you would expect to go into the site to start splitting things.
Hear them coming across. Your everything's down. But still, with the right click spot yet. Just goes through the smokes into the site.
What a way to open the site as well. Quite patient. But it feels like T1 has just graciously welcomed them into the site. There's just been no defenses.
Camera and everything set up now as well. You've got flashes if you're T1. Everyone from RQ stuck up inside a boathouse. You see that nothing's on site.
Jemkin does have a flash as well. He could just lob out.
Regression smoke now.
Oh, camera.
Oh, and it just beats Izu in. He gets the flips though. 90 degrees. A flash outside. Looking for the third, but shut down by Xpero. And now RQ looking to play it safe. Looking for a couple more taps. TP'd across. DH still healthy. And he's hunting for it. The double kill. T1 pick up the pistol right back at them.
Oh, that's a 2 versus 4. Doesn't matter if the defenses aren't there for T1. The retake is successful. All 4 members of RRQ at the back of the site, and maybe a little bit of uncoordination from them in that dark cover.
Game, halo Bang Mi, halo Sam.
Polished off first, and the ghost shots connect.
Hampir.
Bit of a rough one for RRQ, considering the start of the things there. Here's a guy Monyet down to Izu and DH finding the remaining 2. It is a lifeline for T1, but job's not done. It still gets damn close, and they've still got a marathon to start to run here for this halftime comeback.
And spying up at full the outlaws while doing some good damage. It's going to be easier with the Bulldog. Ultimately seals the deal. RQ needing to back off.
Putting this Vice Util over towards A now. T1 is in this anti-eco. Zizu's farming up a storm, spotting that both the remaining players are at A. He's going to gate crash on over.
RQ just kind of walking into their doom. All the alt points all getting picked up in this round.
For me, if you want to play the numbers in that one, and you got, it's an anti-eco, for example, I wouldn't mind it Izu after the spot getting and staying in B main to pick up the ulti or get one away from the drift, because it feels like that sort of situation you're not going to be getting any of the kills with Meteor already there.
Tinggal punya duit dong kalau
It
gini,
would have been
Cok.
cheeky for him to be able to have access for the drift, off a kill, off some space, of crunch play, for example, in this next round in the bonus. But hey, they're just focused on getting these rounds at the moment, so you can't really fault them. They just need to get a couple of these rounds really on the board. Start to build up a little bit more confidence and momentum on this defensive side.
Because of the full save from RQ though.
Nge-picknya
It's
satu-satu
going to be proper
benjir.
rifles all across for them, and the full utility.
Main drop.
Salvos towards the short spot, and it is just going to force Izu to stick around and catch Crazy Guy off guard. It's cheeky. When Buzz rendezvous out, you think that corner is
Mereka mainnya
safe.
mencar ya. Sebab kita tuh rombongan terus.
Buzz holding the angle in towards
Kelihatan
A
satu
short.
matinya cepet. Nih lihat.
Well, RQ still begin to formulate a plan. They know that he's around the corner, but
Kenapa dia?
Trigger Discipline doesn't fire the clone.
Oh, fire. Oh.
Swaps over the Headhunter, and RQ still thinking to break past his obstacle.
Monyet does still have a paranoia, so he can try and set that up for the team. Meanwhile, Jemkin with 10 HP might just want to send in the blind side and see what else he can kind of do. As you've got 45 seconds to go for RRQ to formulate an idea of how you're going to get back in towards this round. Mid is being currently looked after and noted with a jump spot from Izu.
Managing to take him down, but still, Meteor right around the corner inside of Market.
30 seconds left.
Only a couple more flashes to maybe break past of it, but they go in for the mid-round decision back in the end. That's when Meteor strikes.
20 seconds, you're going in towards the chamber right now from Buzz. That's the outlaw. There's the first shot on towards Jemkin. Can't get anything more.
It's down to DH. He's been good on it so far. Repositions to wait for the rest of the team to get in. 10 seconds now. Cushy begins to stick up to the plant.
Kusi masang.
T1 gives it over to them. That's when they do begin to peek out together as a full squad.
Baca!
Swept over the classic Meteor. Deals the killing blow. And T1 find themselves with the bonus picked up.
Nicely done from them at the end. They'll upgrade a couple of their guns as well. And upgrade their confidence going in towards the next round. If you are RRQ, you probably take the next round for what it is. Lesser buy, then call a timeout going into the rifle round. Because if you drop the next couple, that's where things will look to be tied up. And that's where your game plan on this attacking side
Mereka
starts to
tahu ya kalau itu clone ya.
And T1 will pick up some momentum of their own.
Kalau gue pasti gue tembak.
A little bit of complacency with these corner clearances.
Ini meteor babi dah, jago banget, Cok.
Still leaving Xfero to his own devices over at the B side as the rest of the team set their sights on A for the beginning. I don't like that special delivery.
Aduh, mati semua dong, mati semua dong.
Not good at all. And now the parcel's just completely unwrapped. T1 see that we have a present delivered to us around the A site. Got salvos and everything sent in, but all the approach has been all but staggered. Still though, Jemkin firing some shots, but T1
Emang jago si meteor-meteor itu, iya kan? Anjir.
Yeah, well, the gift is just
Mati dong.
T1 picking up a pretty clean
Anjir, dikejar cepet banget, Cok.
Get Phantom upgraded for Buzz as well.
Kita nggak bisa ngapa-ngapain dah di attack.
And now we start to look into things from RQ, which, hey, look, time was paused, so they are going to do a timeout.
Nggak bisa dilanjutkan, harus ganti, harus bisa-bisa, nggak bisa gitu dah.
Little by little, T1 starting to do what they need to do on this defensive side as well. Knock down a lot of these lines that they can stick pretty in and then get out with the Chamber Yoru comp.
SRQ, that's why they need the coaching staff to intervene, knowing that that's what they're seeing inside of the match, inside of the server.
And it's funny as well, right? Because when you throw it back to last stage, this is the composition that they were able to beat Paper X on 13-6. Ascent is not a good map for Paper X. Like, don't get me wrong, it used to be a map that they loved once upon a time. But just lately shying away from it. This stage as well, right? Not even playing it. Some miraculous way being able to dodge Ascent and Corrode every single time is like a how?
Teams just give it to him. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Here we go. That's going to be Buzz in with the operator.
Well, conversion rate after the timeout now needs to come into play for RRQ. Operator for Buzz is mentioned. T1. We like to get out opts, don't get me wrong.
Position over onto A main. Slight adjustments. While RRQ try to paint a picture across B as well as mid.
Good shock dart, getting rid of a couple of thorns. One set of them over to A. And Buzz at that point in time is just happy enough to still stay on that operator line. Meanwhile, too short. The 8 is going to get challenged and it's Pharaoh fighting Meteor. He's going to use the hat. And the jig is up, your position's revealed.
Still trying to create more havoc on the A side. Oh, quickly peeling off.
And you can just have your choice on where you want to go, to B or to A. You don't want to go into an operator at the A side? Sure, let's just switch on towards Izu, whose only escape strategy is going to be into the drift. Stacks at the back side now, the only contender as the peppering through the wall comes out onto Izu.
Revealed thanks to Cushy.
DH though.
TP'd across, but you got the Armageddon, and that cements this assault into B. Spike planted soon enough, and just Buzz.
And he's just going to save the operator into the next round. A well-navigated situation from RRQ. The neural theft and the duel on X-Pharaoh. Literally the pivotal frag that opens up the books here for them to get all the information. And the From the Shadows from DH is just diddly squat when that Armageddon comes on through. Really nicely played from RRQ. They'll get double digits here. And that is their round after the timeout got it flawless.
Keeping things with the economy flowing as well. It's always lovely to see.
They can have a little bit of chit-chat as well on what they want to do for the next round. We already heard in the massive comeback that we saw on Sunset, for example, and in the past couple of days for RRQ, every single time they get themselves in this winning situation, they have their little celebration, and Crazy Guy is just straight into the discussion on what they need to do in the next round. It is so impressive just how he has learned and grown with this team time and time again.
Or, well, one of two Vietnamese representatives, barring Nizzy, keeps secret. Buzz, so hold on to the op. But yeah, Mother is locked in.
For sure.
93 curse, enggak. Udah jalan 10-7 cok. Yuk 3 lagi yuk.
Talon, where things started to slip up for Talon. End up losing the map bind. So whether or not it's going to be the same thing that'll come into the play for RRQ here, or they will just look to run away with the map, we'll see. Operator retains means full investments behind it from T1, starting with a gorgeous 4 set of rounds in the beginning of this half. And our answer back to the one that we've seen from RRQ. Crazy, Cushy's just going to have this utility to the A side again to try and break the thorns at the entry point, which get popped ahead of time.
Some decent damage. Still though, you got the Hunter's Fury taking down DH. No more smokes to hold. Just Meteor on the side. He's hiding away. Still though, getting flashed and stunned up. But R2 tapping the brakes as well. Buzz has arrived. Looking for the lines. What is that flick? Straight into the head, but Cushy arrives from A main, slaying everyone alongside Crazy Guy.
Man, you just got a feel for Meteor on the side there. He's sat pretty time and time again, whether in the stun, whether in the flash. Breaking a clone, everything's getting thrown his way. He finally gets a bit of a duel in there, and things are just faltering. It's a 4 versus 5 conversion with some awkward shots coming out from T1 a couple of times here. The operator from Buzz, yeah, trying to deliver something. But when the cavalry arrives from RRQ in the form of Kushi and Crazy Guy, they get the job done. It is another round to the collection of the SAI team in this game. And T1 now 7-11. They need to look for some good comms here, because they need to swipe up a couple more rounds to keep competitive.
That said, though, T1 still trying to control around middle. You got Tour de Force around that spot. Xrx just lurking. The rest of the team into A main.
Well, Xterra lurk, it's what he does on this map here. And Mick Crazy Guy over to the B side, though. They could look to throw a bit of a cheeky fake if they wanted to into main. They could start to scope it out with the stealth drone. Or maybe even look towards mid, where that Tour de Force currently is. The drone goes in. Will they push him off the line? Stealth drone would have removed the ability for the rendezvous, removed the Tour de Force with the suppression when tagged.
And you see RQ taking bot mid. Now T1 begins to take A main.
Video got to break this, and you would assume that Wayne is going to be a dirty position on the back of that one. Remember, Monyet with from the shadow and the spike on his back. Xterra in mid again, finding an opening one, and with 30 seconds to go, RRQ.
Apa yang harus kita lakukan, Coach Dika?
Buzz though,
Tenang aja. Wah, nimbas bangke. Kita tuh jangan rombongan gitu loh, kadang mau lihat kalau 3-2 lah, main formasi 3-2 gitu, jangan 5-5an gitu loh. Oh nice nih, 2 sama. Pasang.
And DH getting a bit of a flank online.
DH masih jauh.
Go on because he's dead.
Nah ini.
Smoke, flash, recon. But crosshairs need to be trained, need to click, and not drop another B-side round.
You look to DH to be the catalyst with his flash.
Kelihatan?
You know they're hiding inside the boathouse. He sends it across. He tries to go in for a cushion, stalls it with a recon. Here's the steps.
Buka, smoke, nah,
But still just running and gunning with this man.
Nice,
He comes up on it, but still the headhunter. A Red Bull clutch of 4K and RRQ up to map point.
Top
point game pertama guys, let's go yuk.
Through 5 rounds now for RRQ. 5 chances.
Kau bilang apa? Ya nggak?
This one and Buzz. That is such a rough space to see yourself in when you have your opponents crossing in the open and you've got that Tour de Force lighting up the server, slowing your opponents. It's easy pickings, but in the end, the play from Kushi, digging deep for the 4K to bail them out.
Now faster paced play from RRQ straight into B. Pop flash, Izu gone. All of a sudden, T1 scrambling to try to anchor down B.
Opening kill, Kushi went away from the Hunter's Fury. Settling down situation. You can simmer here as RRQ, and the advantage you remove Izu. No dimensional drift. Would have been massively needed, you would assume, in a post-plant sort of scenario if RRQ can get into one of these sites, droning out in towards B, main, and Buzz will equalize onto Xterra.
Sabar.
Quite low.
Jangan nongol. No.
Nice. Rendezvous, but quickly punished for it. RRQ finding the rhythm back into B.
Masuk.
Just stacks. He plays for the position. Good on the first, but not quite the next.
Dia harus sandwich gitu loh. Harus sandwich, ya nggak?
A helpful serving of utility still here for Jemkin and
Communication guys, penting guys, tak kelihatan
but do you all play in the back of the boathouse again when DH is still alive?
Meteor datang nih, bahaya nih. Di edge sama Meteor ini loh yang babi loh.
Prime the at the ready. Sent out to stairs.
Just to check in case someone's hiding inside. T1 making their approach as silent as possible.
Nice.
Pop with the
Meteor,
flash,
sisa
but it
Meteor.
doesn't quite go through. And now it's just
Bangke nggak lihat.
Smoke
dia nembak anjir.
He has got too much to clear. Inside of the boathouse, he hears the hops and he begins to make his move, but he's running out of ammo.
Gila, bahaya banget ya sih.
Monyet swings the hammer, and that will be 30
Let's go!
Finishing off T1 on this first map.
Well,
Wah, kalau udah gini biasanya 2-0.
but
Biasanya kalau udah gini 2-0, paham juga saya. Sam, mau gue bantai-bantai lu di Valo, maju sini. Ini biasanya kalau udah gini 2-0 guys. LG jarang kalau udah game pertama menang, game kedua kalah tuh jarang. Seringnya game satu kalah di remontada. Apakah saatnya compare Valo? Menarik juga nih. Ntar gue download lagi deh.
Still want to give this one, still want to go proceeding, still want to try and go over towards Japan. That's a little bit wanty in this map here. Started to see that little cosmetic comeback in the second half. They picked up the pistol, sure, but at some point RQ out the timeout. T1 found both pistols, man. Both pistols, both anti-ecos, the bonus in the second half, and then an extra round after that. But it was the heavy lifting from IRQ, a 9-3 halftime scoreline, just providing themselves some really good space, closing out with 4 after their own timeout. You really feel for Buzz as well. My oh my, in those last few rounds, he was really getting tugged and pulled across inside of that clinch, but Cushy just stood tall. All that said and done, I mean, RRQ just finishing them off in style. You just got to wonder how that next map is going to look as well, considering that that's going to be their pick. We're going to toss it back over onto that to break down the action.
Thank you. Yes, on paper, it looks like T1 should have and would have won this very first map of Ascent, but RRQ end up pulling it through, even with Vitejo back into the comp here. They found success.
Yeah, I mean, I can't blame T1 at all for picking this map into RRQ. All year, they've struggled to find success. They've struggled to find a composition that works for them. Now they bring it back to old school. They go, hey, maybe we were good at Teo. Who knows in the end? They bring it back out, dominate T1 in that first half, and then do enough to get it over the line. T1 not really present. A slow to start, I would say.
Yeah, in stage 1, when Ascent came back into the map pool, RRQ was one of these teams that actually started to look like one of the better teams on Ascent. It felt like they had very much figured out how to play this map. They were playing the Sova Teo back then, and the double drone did them a lot of favors here. You could tell it was a very well-rounded performance. They'd had a lot of a playbook built up from back playing the comp during that era. They got a couple of reps on it back then, so, you know, they have been mixing up the comp in the current meta. Nothing has really been sticking.
Tapi kita rata kiri ya, Sam, rata kiri. Soalnya laptop gua nggak kuat. Laptop gua nggak kuat, jadi harus rata kiri, Sam.
But it was a higher level and a better, well-rounded performance from RRQ here on Ascent, and I think they're going to be feeling very confident about taking this game away now that we're heading into sunset here.
Ngelek dikit.
Well, Big Time, I know you love off meta, so this must be absolutely delightful that it's happened, it's off meta, they ended up winning it, but this is not without some really smart rounds by RRQ, especially early on defense.
Yeah, in this defender side, they were so good. So in
banget.
this chamber comp,
And the chamber kemana mas
I love how RRQ approached this.
Kalau
It's
cempreng
almost
bas.
like they've been shutting down that space. Now we've seen time and time again on Ascent that they walk Jemkin down, but here he has so much backup. They just absolutely dominate, force T1 back, and give Crazy Guy a lot of trust towards this A side, where he really managed to pull miracles off.
Yeah, and this next round as well was very clever from RRQ. You push Jemkin onto this info line. It's something I talked about in the pre-show inside of B main. And even when he goes down, this kind of breaks a lot of the tropes that you often see on the defense side of Ascent. You're often going to have your duelist on one side posted up on an info line and a sentinel on the other side. RRQ are going to drone Monyet onto this info line, clear out all of A, and then stack much heavily towards the B side of the map, which actually has a full cypher setup behind what was the Yoru aggression, and that completely catches T1 off guard. They get picked as they make their way into the site after burning the Steel Garden on the execute, and RRQ complete another beautiful retake.
Yeah, Xpero did a great job there to be able to slow them down as well, because this T1 comp is not a comp that can really super speed up. We know that they struggle towards B, so Xpero with those one-ways and of course his trips, it will really stop T1 from getting that ground, and it was just too much in this first half. Like, it's okay to be on
Dulu main, sekarang enggak.
on that attack.
Dulu main, sekarang enggak.
I feel like RRQ managed to shut them down. Knew what they were going to play. Cooked up this composition.
Gue juga harus main ya guys.
And you would
Cahaya
think
gini
even
oke
with
juga ya.
winning the pistol round, maybe
Muka gua
it would be enough
jadi
actually
makin
to overcome it, but
menyala.
it wasn't because of people like Crazy Guy.
Oh, 100%. I mean, look, Crazy Guy had some good highlights. Easy had some good highlights as well. They were both doing a lot of damage. We didn't even have time to really
Oh, ya,
pick up some of the
kalau yang
rounds
kita
we
nyalain
got from
gimana?
Buzz towards the end of that game. These are the two that, against Nongshim in the first map, were dominating. It's very clear that both of these guys want to play aggressive, want to set the tone for these games here for T1. Unfortunately, though, it really wasn't enough to overcome RRQ, who really got through this game in an effort by committee. And once again, another underrated fragging performance from Crazy Guy on the Teo.
Yeah, I mean, if this guy's a Teo merchant, I want to buy whatever he's selling, because this was a sick game from him. He's so solid on this agent, and his individual level has been absolutely insane in the playoffs. Look at this 4K. This should never happen. We talk about T1 of the team of individuals, the team with cracked aim, and he just went bang, bang, bang. He played aim labs with these guys.
Individual, like, which individual was able to trade him in that situation? No one. Can anyone shoot this guy? He's on an off-tackle outside A main.
Crazy Guy 18 kill, cok.
With his pants down.
It is insane because this guy, when he was interviewing with us yesterday, or was it 2 days? Yeah, 2 days ago with after the Gen G game, he's like, honestly, I just give away my guns because I got younger guys who can just shoot better than me. Of course they can shoot better than me. I don't know if they can shoot better. I think they're all pretty damn good, and Crazy Guy holds his own.
Pretty sure Jet could have 13 kills that game, but which, look, to be fair, everyone on RQ was pretty much 5 kills between each other. They are really getting this game done by committee, which is what we usually say about T1 when they're rolling. When T1 is steamrolling, everybody is fragging, and there's just no weak link in terms of individual performance. Unfortunately, wasn't the case there. That's DH, another big pressure game here in the playoffs where he hasn't delivered that consistent level of performance we've seen earlier on in previous stages and in the groups.
Yeah, and you know, T1 obviously picked Ascent for all the reasons we were stating. Even Rossi was saying it too. There were a lot of advantages coming into Ascent. Now you got to worry a little bit as we go into Sunset how this is going to be faring for this team.
So, RRQ, they love this waylay, they love this composition, but last time they played T1 on this map, it didn't work for them. I'm curious if we're going to see a change from either side, but both these teams have been very solid in their composition. T1, of course, with their signature duelists, Buzz and Izu on the Yoru and the Neon.
I totally agree. I actually feel like Sunset has been a pretty underrated map for T1. I think their attacking sides has often looked very difficult to stop, so I think RRQ is going to need a clear game plan from how to shut that down. What is good news for RRQ is I feel like they have a comp that naturally lends better to some good prep, especially given the fact that they're going to start out on defense here. From T1, you've seen them change their game plan a lot. They often start out on the attacking side of this map, and they're quite happy to sequence their rounds in a way that'll catch their opponent off guard. I noticed from one attacking side game on Sunset, they were running a lot of market splits through B main and a lot of A executes off the bat. And then in the very next game of Sunset on their attacking side, they immediately ran a mid to B split through top mid. So it's very clear they've got a deep playbook on this attacking side, and we'll see if RRQ have the right reads and the right answers for that.
I'm already thinking a little bit ahead now. RRQ could be facing against Talent.
Nah, oke, ini sekarang picknya RRQ. Semoga kita bisa dapetin 2-0. Biasanya 2-0 sih kalau udah game 1 pertamanya RRQ. This is the time for RRQ to shine, I guess.
They're sticking with it. Jemkin on the way, like backed up by this powerful double initiator comp with Cushy and Crazy Guy.
Talked about it already, but T1, Izu and Buzz are the duo you're looking for when these guys get rolling on the attacking.
Kenapa orang Korea padahal cakep-cakep ya? Kenapa mereka pemalu ya? Nutup-nutupin. Kalau 2-0 waktunya Roblox enggak. Nggak semua harus di Robloxin, Sam. Capek ah. Gue belum nemu game yang seru. Capek manjat-manjat mulu, anjir. Lu jago dah. Tapi emang kalau gamers mah jago-jago aja ya. Sam Mobile Legends jago, tiba-tiba ke Roblox jago, fast hand gitu. Orang Korea padahal cakep-cakep ya, kenapa dia suka nutup-nutupin muka gitu ya? Kenapa pemalu ya? Dihujat kali ya?
but what I'm seeing from the pistol setups right now on the same sort of
Atau karena dia tahu, karena dia bukan orang karena muka mereka oplas, banyak yang oplas, jadi kecantikan itu bukan faktor utama gitu, kayak misalnya harus attitude, harus sikap gitu kali ya. Jadi mereka kalau misalnya cuma cantik doang, takut dihujat gitu. Gunung Sumala aja bagus. Itu gunung apa emang Sumala? Kayak nama Sundel Bolong. Kayak serem dah nama gunungnya. Wendika, lu lagi di sana kan, Wen? Lu bisa udah selesai ya, Wen? Bisa udah selesai, Wen? Kok Anda bisa live? Bisa join? Emang ada internet di dalam ruangan? Pasti udah selesai ya? Udah selesai ya? Spill dong. Nonton aja, nonton dulu. Menang kan? 2-0 kan? Yeay! Udah 2-0 guys, gak usah ditonton. Ini udah ada di sini nih. Mana? Udah ada di sini nih ininya. Kameramennya. Berarti kan dia santai ya? Kalau santai kan berarti dia nggak sedih-sedih nih. Cepet berarti gamenya berlangsung 2-0 guys, fix. Dapat bocoran. Enggak ya, enggak gitu konsepnya. Waktunya Roblox. Gitu nggak sih? Enggak ya? Cocokologi aja kita.
For RQ side, he's got this very deliberate composition, waylay breach. Fault line sent out, T1 backed into B.
And it's just something that you see time and time again, isn't it? Especially when you are running a breach.
Aduh! Nah, kelihatan, mancing. Waduh, kena. Mancing. Nongol. Nah, bagus. Pancing satu. Sabar banget. Aduh, nongol dia. Waduh, kelihatan dong.
If they can. Options if you want to go for a little bit of a challenge as well at the top of mid. We've got two ghost players still for T1.
35.
Hunters on from Meteor as well.
Bukan Wendikanya hilang, lu sih, Sam.
Yeah, but the team if they just back him up.
Dia langsung wup.
Changing the guns.
Di depan situ, Cok. Tembak! Nongol si anjir.
Dives in, Izu getting the tracks. Online for the ace, but runs out of ammo. Just Jemkin left and he's getting circled around from the back as well, but manages to go off the site.
So, T1. Another round where they only lose one soldier.
Meledug.
Making sure that they do keep those weapons into the next round. They are going to have a pretty good buy. Be able to tackle against the first guy out of RRQ on this map of Sunset.
So a good start so far. Now one away from the overdrive.
That's interesting for me as well that we actually do get Sunset considering that RRQ did lose to T1. And the last time they battled, 13-8.
A bit more comfort after the comeback from Gen G. Still though, defense was where they were lacking before. This time, Crazy Guy holding out from Link, able to find some shots.
Does have an aftershock as well with some flashes to try and help and set up the team.
Dia mau kemana, Cok?
There, you'd assume.
Yeah, a little bit overheat. They're trying to prevent more players from playing that position, but RQ already setting up.
4-1.
They can throw in here.
Kelihatan. Dipasang smoke. Aduh, mati, Cok.
Track, but still getting hit by the saturate. Aftershock to clear out generator. This is where T1 makes their stand. Just Izu, he's able to hold around the corner. How long can he make it work? Slides across.
Anjir,
with
satu
fancy
sama.
footwork, pulls out overdrive, but Xero manages to get the burst.
Sempet gak?
Bringing up to 1.
Sempet ya? Nice.
Izu just come up close after getting a significant amount of kills, just like the anti-eco round in the last round. And he picks up 4. He was so outside of play in the last map on that Yoru in the very beginning. He certainly is
Sengit
far
gimmick
enough forward in
ya.
this map for now. But being the bonus rounds, you bring it within one player surviving on the side of RRQ. Makes you wonder a little bit that they have to pick up a bit of the slack on this defensive side now, get a little bit more coordinated and hitting some shots to keep in some favourable positions. Lots of light shields coming in towards this round and a quicker force from T1 up towards A yet again. You've got no breach stalling available here as Crazy Guys off the other side of the map. You do have the fade, of course, on Cushy. Just have to fall back with Mon yet towards Vaughn.
Yeah, smoked out completely. Kind of a retake angle now.
We're going to retake with no ultimates. You're just going to be strugglesome trying to hit some shots. And it's ill-advised to shoot a Vandal through the smoke, my friend, and that is why.
Maybe some lessons learned. The smokes will dissipate. No
Yes,
angles found
boy.
as T1 looking to play around to choke. A-link approach from RQ though. Maybe it's one with Jenkins on the light speed. Sentry
Waduh.
connects, but
Kena
Izu
burst anjir.
doesn't even matter.
Flashes across. Hold it. Got to go for the save now. Too much time. I was kind of wondering as well with this reposition, if you're going to get Jemkin to go in towards the site and you're going to send the Saturate to the backside of Gen, why are you not also seizing for default, right? Playing on towards the platform, you just lob that one over, catch anyone who would be sitting on the spike. Seen Cushy do that before in retakes, but just not angling to do that to try and help out the team, getting on in. Just removing a bunch of HP and stuff from your opponents there in a retake, because that's 4 alive on the back of that round for T1. That'll build up a little bit of extra cushioning towards their own money. A little bit more worrisome for the start of this map for RRQ, but better focus for T1, of course. Starting off on this attacking side that they chose for themselves, it was the side that they ended up closing the map, or opening the map on last time as well. Yep, I'm remembering right, and it was 6-6 at the half. Very early timeout from RRQ now invested.
Well, if you're RQ, the score to beat might be the 10-2 on the defensive half. Of course, the way that things are progressing, retake's not really working out on the A site without the ultimates. T1 are definitely in a much more comfortable position. Both duelists beginning to frag out.
Yeah, it's not like we haven't seen slow starts before from a lot of teams in Pacific, right? Don't get me wrong. We've seen some slow runs as well from T1, but some of them, they start to have a little bit of trickling of a comeback and they don't close, but a lot of them as well, they do look to close after the exchanging of the halves. Sunset, the closing map last time between these two. Give a little bit of confidence to T1 seeing that in the veto picked by RRQ, but also you probably would have been happy seeing an ascent for T1 as well, and the result was probably not the one that you expected. Less up by for RRQ now, pistols behind the saved weapons, needing to do some heavy lifting at the moment. Does Cushy have any idea that Buzz has already pushed in? He does, but he looks away at the wrong time.
That will now be T1 being able to reconvene closer into the A site. Only one that can play spoiler around the spot is Crazy Guy.
And with only the classic, it doesn't give you a lot of confidence. He pulls away with one, he would get a Rolling Thunder available. He would just assume it's going to be another spot where Xpero just holds this Phantom here, and well, with that kill, T1 just have the A site.
Not enough information to work off of, so with all the space that's being gathered, I imagine there's not too much that Xpero is going to do either. Just for the ones with pistols to possibly look for exits, maybe dive with a spike. Meanwhile, T1, the slow and careful approach after the timeout. Now Meteor hearing footsteps.
We'll see what Jensen can do, really. And it's going to be Nada. Meteor already has the neural step, so these kills do nothing for T1. If it was Stacks, he would have had his Hunt's Fury. So there's that. You get a passing mark on the exam here for T1 against the NT Eco, but you're not getting an A+. getting like a A-, B+.
Well, you're
Kok
strict.
dibantai gini, Cok?
Yeah.
Agak terbantai dikit ini.
For now, RQ, the timeout, certainly expect that it would be for the upcoming round where they get to full buyout.
For sure. Are we going to get a little bit more aggression from them as well, perhaps? Putting both your initiating force over towards the A side, though, for the beginning of this one, and setting up for maybe a bit more of a mid-exploration as well. Can be a possibility for them. Monyet with smokes in mid, setting up Jemkin. Actually, they're instead just going to still do the normal one-way over here. That Buzz does beat.
Gets shot safely as well.
Yeah, doubling up in market, expecting that there's going to be a bit of a door breaker as Izu runs into the trap at top mid. He is just very lucky there is no one there from RRQ to be able to punish that. Speaking of punishment, Monyet, DH, Kushi, training, everyone getting involved.
But Izu still managed to slide past into the site now. Fast lanes up just to prevent Jemkin getting within range. Saturate tossed in, but it's a little far shallow. DH manages to line them both up.
Yeah, that's right for Crazy Guy. And now Kushi needs to deliver a 1 versus 2 where Stax just gets that recon online. There's no timing for Kushi to slip in ahead of this.
Third one TP, but it's the high-low that ultimately does it at the end. T1 continue with the streak.
Well, they know what they need to do on this attacking side by the looks of things. T1 not even investing on any ultimates to be able to play assistance factor in that round. Monyet finds an opener as well, mind you, and then we just start going tit-for-tat in the kill feed. We keep trading everything around the map, but when push comes to shove, it's the doubling up into Boba between Izu and DH, who can just line up 2 members. By that point in time for Kushi, I mean, I saw he had so much utility as well. He apparently had a seize, he had a horn available, but just tries to get in towards main where he makes some running steps and they hear him. It's a little bit questionable right now, the form that we're seeing from RRQ on this map of Sunset.
Just challenging as well. T1 simply backing off. That's where he looked at the pistols or maybe even the Stinger on the B site, but it's getting shut down. One-way cage up, Xferm managed to land a couple of pot shots. Monyet another. Surely not.
Get the information on the back of the neural theft. We can start to take a little bit of this B space as Xferm pick up a gun as well, but it's already... Well, no, actually it wasn't removed, so does get an upgrade. Rolling Thunder, Nightfall, if you do want to switch to retake as RRQ as well, because you're putting yourself on a bit of an island right now over at this elbow. Stinger and a Sheriff. And they're just easily removed, aren't they?
No question about that. Neural theft as well confirms more positioning.
Kota air kakak udah ada, guys.
More utility up.
Bang Dik bilang 2 sih tadi, sorry Sam.
Safely.
Belum masih bisa ini Sam.
Potential flash from Monyet to get closer into sight, but you still gotta watch out for the corners. Rifles maybe picked up, but you're out from behind. It's not something that they expected. TP'd into safety. Oh, and he actually finds an angle onto Buzz, but low HP.
Tapi dia hilang. Jangan-jangan berarti ini lagi game ketiga.
And he manages to find the
Oh, Monyet, nice!
How was this thrifty possible?
That is miraculous from Monyet, I've got to say. We've seen a lot of bait-shrouded steps in our time here, but that time they're real, they're repositional, and they're reassuring for RRQ that they're not out on this defensive side at all. You've got some great opening frags to come on through from both of the teams, don't get me wrong. The pistol's starting to get the job done at that B site, but I'm questioning things. When T1 get up close and personal to the elbow, you lose your initiators that you could have switched into a retake with that Rolling Thunder, with that Nightfall. But Monyet just around that site, hitting some sharp shots, repositioning to perfection. RRQ get a thrifty round on the board. Will they be able to start to look to equalize this score though? That's the big question.
Oh, well, through the one-way, Meteor managed to get the spam.
And you've got a bit of a grouping outside of B main already established as well. Some deeper trips. Expecting that you might have to switch to a bit of a retake as RRQ too.
Oh, quick with the Rolling Thunder. Manages to hold them off for now, but still through the cage. Protect the trip.
Monyet, he's just jumped down with no real chance in a fight there.
Uh-oh. maybe a little bit of an aftershock. You got Experiment around the corner as well, but Gushy quickly getting snuffed out. The Rolling Thunder not doing wonders for RRQ. Experiment has to maybe back off, but can't even do that. T1 will pick up the flawless.
Well, 5 alive at the end. Again, another situation where there's no ults invested for T1. They have some real good ideas on that rifle round, but it's on the flip side for RRQ that leads questioning why your rifle rounds looking a little bit appalling here. The Thrifty was so much better. You got the idea of the Rolling Thunder, but beyond that in this round, every single fight was essentially individual that comes on through. Izu, night and day difference compared to last map start as well. 15-4 currently here on Sunset.
Well, for RQ, it's really midnight. Buzz getting all the space, pushing RRQ out of position. Jemkin arriving from the back. Monyet, though, right there.
It's still very disconnected from the rest of RRQ. You've got another double flank to come on through, but it's just going to be a little bit lapsed. Jemkin is going to have to get very quick shots here on towards DH as the Nightfall goes in.
Quickly marked. Crazy guy. A little bit of a classic shot, but still, he's going to the side. Overdrive gets ripped. Now Izu is beginning to go on the hunt. Expero trying to step the pedal on the gas out from the back lines with that vandal of his. Needs to find a shot, but Buzz denies more. You know where Expero's coming from now at this point.
You know the Buzz and Izu are going to be too strong in this sort of situation. Very handsome duo when it comes to the double duelist deployment. Expero's just going to take this Vandal in towards the next round. It's the 7.5 secured now for T1. Things really getting away from RRQ on this defensive side. Not able to really coordinate any advantages, it feels like. Breach is still, you know, a little bit behind the time when it comes to this map of Sunset these days. Not a lot of teams opting to play for it lately.
Might have worked out before, but currently, just with the way that T1 has been flowing with things.
I mean, you just have to contend with so many rifle rounds now as well as RRQ, right? T1 just...
No, nggak ada Bandung, nggak ada Sam.
A little bit more of the passive variety.
Tapi ada Tasik, Sam.
Dekat
nggak sama Tasik?
Gonna have to make a decision.
Nah, kita bertemu di Tasik.
Back yourself and take some space somewhere. You've got no info at A. You're playing on the back of your own trap wires, which will angle you for a bit of a retake. Anywho, meanwhile, you do get a little bit of this B main control, but not really doing too much elsewhere. You start to navigate back in towards this A site. You do get an opening kill, so it's a glimmer.
Shutting down Meteor on this lurk. Does tend to confirm more positioning. You know T1 is possibly angling towards this A site, but which entrance are they looking at? You smoke off the one, so you just look at the elbow, and that makes things much more easier for Expero. Hunt as well with the sudden TP out in DH gets shut down.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Expero. He whiffed a little bit there, but now T1, they're starting to get the kills, aren't they, Quack?
Man Buzz, oh, with the convergent paths, though, he gets closer up, might be able to rescope, but Champion makes it close.
He had to get quickly in towards that one. The fact that
Ada poin,
available and not used a little bit
ada
earlier
poin, nambah satu lagi.
Early assistance. He doesn't like to be in there, gives an opportunity for that operator to potentially shine yet again for T1. It is not a clean round to come through from RRQ, but it is an almighty required one. In the 3 versus 5 deficit for T1, they start to make it look doable. Gotta be at least happy that you are getting another round on the board, but I'm still wanting to see more from RRQ on this defensive side. It's back spread around the map yet again. Crazy guy, gotta be very careful. This Neon will beat you to any tiles peak that you think you have.
Oh yeah, I concur. Cal up and towards top mid too. Prowler does check, but Jesus managed to slip in. Still though, inside of main, that's where Chicken unfortunately falls alongside Monyet. Crazy guy down as well!
Yeah, he stayed in the stun. That's really awkward at the moment. 4 versus 2, you should not be faltering in this position as RRQ. You might even have to look for a little bit of a save, but does that give you chance? Does that give you hope? A kill that Cushy finds. You know you can go for this now. It's still early days. And Meteor slotted at top mid.
He just crashes down. Cushy managed to trade right back. DH sends out the flash. You've got the spike to work off of, and a couple more smokes.
Cushy in a retake again. He lost it at this B site last time. Remember in a 1 versus 2.
This time has to seize.
Kushi.
He's not peeking into a high-low this time. Turns away. Oh,
Shit.
Low HP now. DH trying to play off the time. Another tap. Looking to stick it to half. DH goes in for the secure peek. It's a pre-fired shot that goes wayside. And Cushy now has to bait out the reaction. DH managing to deliver the goods.
Oh, that's a rough one from Cushy yet again there. Trying to get the DQs. Cerise gets it towards half, but with 3 bullets remaining, DH is not buying that it's a full stick after that half. Cushy, unfortunately, not able to win the clutch. We've seen some pros don't fake moments previously in a couple of days, right? One that comes out to my mind, Cruz earlier, over on Haven. A sigh of relief that you can see there from DH. 8-3, last round of this first half. Here's a little bit more proactivity from RRQ. Finally doing something in mid. These are the sort of things I've been asking. Where are they? Sunset is not a map that has been fresh into the pool here.
Yeah, worries really getting to them. They might have some ults in this round, but the firepower not really there either. T1 though, already strutting into the C site. Seeing that most of it could be open. As Buzz spots out more players, but he gets sniped.
That's a gun. That can pick up. You gotta run with this. You got the Nightfall still for Cushy and extra with the hat. Gotta use that. Here's the info. Very required retake from RRQ.
There goes the Nightfall. Flushes, more players off towards the back of sight. But then the aftershock as it's lined up. DH managed to take the blow. Meteor off to another kill. Cushy out from behind. Just gotta worry about B main now if you're T1. The smoke's kind of revealing more positions. Shots off in the market. Meteor looking to reposition, but cracks out. The headshots weren't there. Just Izu left. The slide possible. Spike getting tapped. He slices the pie. Fast lanes up for safety. And now goes in for some movement. But the shot's not connecting. Movement inaccuracy. Xfer tries to stick it to the closest. Goes off.
Very nicely done from Izu at the end there, ending the half on 19 kills. Very patient in the clutch. These post-plant retakes atrocious. It looks like for RRQ a massive pain point. As they get another advantage round, T1 are just pulling this back, taking the space, fighting the time. Quack last stage, when it was a breach Teo meta, the thing that I was always throwing around, stuns are cosmetic, and it has reared its ugly head here again. We're seeing death upon death go towards RRQ when they're hindered, when they're stunned, well, their opponents rather, when they're hindered and stunned as T1
93 curse. Oke, saatnya comeback stronger ya guys. Let's go di pembalikan, let's go. Ayo Sam, berdoa Sam, berdoa.
They're in 7 as well.
FIFA RRQ.
Right now, especially if you want to get proactive on this defensive side.
Who's the scarier Neon?
Oh. Make some arguments. Of course, though, for RRQ to make it through this lower bracket.
Masa bros, blow on lu. Lu jelas-jelas Jemkin, aneh lu. Mentang-mentang di sono lu.
Seen from him so far has been quite pivotal in the game against Genji and DRX. We're not really seeing it here just yet, right? He didn't play it on a set. He doesn't play it on Sunset. We gave it over towards Haven, and then well, it'll be there. So we'll have to wait and see if it's going to be needed here, because right now in this instance, Izu's the only deal, but it is scary.
Let's go. RRQ, let's go.
Onto the attacking side, you would remember. This is where RRQ made their win streak before against Genji, starting things off with an opening kill. Jenkin, quick on the draw. Meteor getting a peek as well. Buzz.
Izu mati. Crazy guy.
Goes for the pop.
Nice.
Cushy reacts.
Barbar.
You got hold advantages.
Barbar.
Attempt to. You can play on the back of 9-3. You've got the extra round. They'll have some confidence going towards this attacking side. Sure, from what you've done in the past, but T1 does play different. To the likes of Genji.
Xfero rame nih, mati nih. Stack nih harusnya
Looking up together in B main stacks. Falls on back. barrel spotted.
Recon, shock darts. Well, it all doesn't matter if Jen can just cracks open your skull. I've got
Meteor
low
sekarat.
HP here and DH. Retake.
Mati dong.
Spotted out. There goes
Nice,
the
nice. Itu
saturate.
dia udah
This
nggak bisa
time
kemana
not
lu.
too cosmetic.
DH even getting tagged
Mati
through
lagi
the
guys, nggak salah apa cok. Kalau begini.
box as well. Don't have to fancy ourselves a DH1 versus 4 after being spotted out, which means that this pistol round
Tahuan.
should go the way of RRQ. And they'll be able to pick up one in this map and not see T1 find their 4th for this series.
Yeah, a little bit too tough. He's just going to look to get whatever else points he
Dia
can.
kabur deh.
RQ at some point should be looking to exit out from Boba. Maybe.
Well, that's where they last saw him, so you would assume that that would be a bit of a position. Let Jemkin, who's fragging up in this round already, go there. And DH, well, he can have his pickings on who he wants to be able to find. Eventually needs to waltz in towards that explosion, and, well, he will touch it. But likewise, Jemkin will as well.
Wih dapat satu cok. Lumayan. 93 kutukan coy. 93 curse.
Starting things off with the opening shot. That was Izu trying to go for the human recon. Down to the mid place as well. RQ beginning to drag out a little bit.
It's way too early days, right? We just need to see a turning point to come in from RRQ on this attacking side. A more favourable side of theirs. Because for me, on that defensive side, there was just not a lot that they were trying to do. T1, meanwhile, even in this anti-eco round, very commanding already together as a team and unit over towards the inside of the map, getting the space. But the only little work up. The player on the other side of the map in Meteor, well, he just gets obliterated. So to the B side we go.
Nah.
Experiment getting taken down. Just a ghost, so not the worst thing in the world. Quickly take the site, set up with those rifles.
Just get some crossfires here, really. Don't give opportunities for numbers to get in from T1. And pick you up individually.
Ini dia.
Maybe even taking some space up towards Boba.
Jemkin.
No, they're into market.
Jemkin, sabar
Jemkin
Jemkin.
for the elevated angle.
Nice. Nice. Stack.
Doing some damage. It's good damage too because this hurts the economy.
Anjir.
Not even being able to secure the last kill. Cushy, not gonna eat the shot dart.
Nice.
He's gonna deny the possibility of that thrifty.
They're gonna shock about sini.
That was so close.
Yeah, that's honestly really
Nice
rough.
boy, nice boy.
To be honest with you,
Nice
they need to
boy.
be having some good fights in every single round at the moment, and they're
Nice
dropping
boy.
like flies to those pistols. Nobody else to really assist in towards Boba. Monyet's taking a battle with no real bullets to be able to shoot. Misses a couple and then just pays the ultimate price in that round. Classic's getting up close. It just doesn't really work out. I mean, even at the end, right? Imagine if the shot dart tickles you a bit more and there's one single bullet to your face with the Classic. It would be an appalling round to come through from RRQ.
Nice apa boy? Nice
Still,
boy.
they get the pistol, they get the second, and they turn their attention in towards this bonus round that they have to now play and have to kind of have some investments in. 3 rifles, a Stinger, and a Ghost to compete against T1's back end of guns themselves. This B site where the Cypher utility is currently set up.
Still just diving in for it though. Light speed into sight, and it sprays through the smokes. Connor playing with the recon, the flash, but still.
Yeah, trades, they come through from RRQ. They hold a number advantage in towards this post plant. Guys, awareness on the Vandals, spraying through smokes.
Now you look to play post plant, round from main.
Stacks with the recon out, got a drone, but that'll be very slow and risky in this current situation.
Clearing out some forward positions. Cushy's got the C's. We're waiting for him to go on the tap, but ooh, well timed with Monyet. And an elevated angle. Haunt confirms position and Stacks wants to back off.
Yeah, has to save. Like that from Monyet, right? Something that we don't see from DH there. We've seen him elevate himself over on a set, for example.
Thing
is, if you're going into a retake at the B site now, T1 are going to be alerted to the fact that that is a position they have to keep together as a tandem. One person watches high, one person watches low.
Is
So how that will play into the rounds coming forward from RRQ if they can even get into the B site. Good for Jemkin to at least get in front of all of this Cypher util for sure, but he definitely needs the team to be able to back him up. That's what they do there.
One enemy remaining.
So it is the bonus round going RRQ's way. Eventually, I'd be seeing a timeout coming from T1. Actually, we're going to just get it right here and now.
Quick way to try and stem the bleeding. 3 rounds in a row already for RRQ. Money's not going to be too good for T1 in the upcoming one, so trying to prevent it from coming online as much as possible, but otherwise, just RRQ being able to isolate angles across the site. I mean, having some flexibility with composition, they go in for some quick-paced plays, T1, a little bit slower to react.
You want to talk about flexibility with the composition? You're bringing out a tail on the previous map. How more flexible can you be? Something that should just be out of play. I mean, you could say the same thing about Sky in current position. You can say the same thing about Reina. Can't believe that word has just come out of my mouth. But it's aside for RQ timeouts for T1 played. But are they going to be able to recognize what they need to do on this defensive side here to stem the bleeding that RRQ may be shooting their way?
RRQ.
The calm before the storm around the position here for RRQ.
Oh.
Well, quickly traded.
Oh, Jay, mungkin tapi
That was
mati.
one gun as well for Izu. It gets a kill. Throw it out of the map if you don't want to as RRQ. But you've already got your Cypher utility watching your flank. Now you're just going to have some good crosshair placements, especially these pistols. That's why! Good crosshair placement from Stacks!
Oh, Stacks ngeri juga ya.
Being able to play around it, now we've got Buzz going to be able to relay off, and Stacks gets the 3rd kill!
I'm gonna take him out.
Well, at least that gun wasn't thrown out of the map, that maybe Xterra can pick it on up. Because with an outlaw in play, it is not the thing that you want. You are just going to get trounced upon by 4 hungry T1 members, and you're not going to find any of them around that T1 had no business being involved in. They come out with a victory to find double digits.
Sial.
Unbelievable plays. Might even be thinking of Buzz going for a pop flash, but all it took was these shots.
Just comes into my mind, Stacks hitting some shots like that. That's a mouse kiss moment. Thank you for clicking. But here we go. RRQ, don't let that round phase you. T1, let that send you to try and close this map. Back towards the A main spaces, they're going to be able to find, seeing no retaliation in any form of utility. But it is this big control from RRQ that they managed to at least give themselves some viable options. They want to go B if they were stretching towards mid that has a crossfire currently.
Dikain, iyalah nih, udah harus kah gue masuk menjadi seorang coach the best in the world. Awas.
Oh, there's going to be a dryer burst and they spotted first.
Nice.
Someone lined up, but they managed to deal with that for now, backing off, not wanting to traverse any further. Straight into market, DH tries to hold them off with flash. It's stunned up now, allows for Stacks to go for a bit of a peek.
Need the sheriff shots to come through potentially from him just there as we rolling thunder in towards the site. Stuns. They're bloody cosmetic again.
Ini dia.
Still though, inside of the cage,
Kelihatan,
trying to set themselves up
dikit.
Meanwhile, all throughout the rest of the site, RQ getting some kills. Cushy still concealed.
Nah.
There goes Crazy Guy. DH traded outright.
Even a hero that invested from Meteor to try and assist.
The best boy.
His teammates before the really even came into play. RQ managed to weather through the trade game at the B site. And they will attribute another round to their tally.
Bisa ya, samain dulu yuk.
The POV of Meteor, single bullet accuracy. I mean, it is disgustingly funny at the best of times.
One enemy remains.
Some good trades again from RRQ, just making sure a lot of them are
Samain
around
dulu,
to
guys,
get that happening. It's something that we are seeing from them be some successive positions. It's something that I really want to value for them, that they do. I want to keep seeing it. Kind of brutal these teams, don't get me wrong. For sure. But it's the awareness form right now that T1 have showcased on this map, just been a bit better compared to RRQ.
A little bit from before, Buzz pulling off the off in this round. Up to hold the line down into A, but backed off from it. And all of a sudden, RQ makes a go.
Well, Buzz is certainly chasing the scoreline of operator kills that Jemkin has. Not really pulling them out here, not being given the chances. As Buzz is going to slot himself on the line, and by the timing, he's just missed it, or has he not yet has his name. And it's an opening kill yet again to RRQ. Xfero, one away from the neural theft. Deep pushes B main. And a helpful number of members of RRQ are seen in mid. They're just going to stretch straight in through this B site now.
Oh, but DH is a little bit slow to the party. All the ults getting connected over as well. The one who's fast is going to be Izu, though. Quick on the pedal, and he's found a double kill. Still onto the side. RQ trying to make a strong hold. Monyet gets the double. Overdrive shut down.
He needs the spike. He can get that. He can get over towards the A side of things. Does he think the DH is here? He does. Get out of dodge. Go for the plant. DH is going to do the same. No cancellation approach from these teams. But the question for me right now is Monyet. Where, in all of your wisdom and tenure in this game, do you think that the new rookie in DH has repositioned to?
Space for the corner. Looks to reposition. He's planted it in an open spot for spawn.
DH has smoke, and look where Monyet currently is. He has to run a little bit to get here. He's just lucky that DH has gone for a tap instead. He can get up close and personal to this dark cover.
A little bit more comfortable. He's thinking to walk into the smoke for the and there it is. RRQ continue forward.
Monyet with a 4K. He had a 3K, I believe, in the last
Nice,
round.
bro.
Coming through with all of those trades, and he gets the job done
Nice
here
Monyet,
for them in
Monyet.
this round.
Nice
A massive
Monyet.
opener,
Nice
of course, onto a buzz.
Monyet.
You think that Izu is still looking to be gnarly on this Neon.
Oh gila.
But Mr. Monyet,
Ini gila hampir banget
very
cuy.
patient in the 1 versus 1 at the end there. 10-8. As T1 will be coming into this round with pistols once more. But will RRQ drop to another round such as this?
Hopefully not. Buzz trying to make it happen though. Slots himself into this corner. A little bit of a hop, but it's silent.
Spread around the map at the moment. T1, Izu trying to bait out what he possibly can. Given approach to Buzz to creep on up, and Xfero is caught sleeping at the wheel.
Nice.
He's lucky that Jemkin finds a Buzz overextending. There's the neural theft to confirm the present position of T1.
Kaget dikit
He's going to
katanya.
get into this B side now.
Ah, kena lu. Oh, nice dapat.
Quick on the refract too.
Oh, nice banget. Nice banget.
Bait and switch off the wailing.
Ini dia.
Xfero
Ini
pulling
dia.
off the flank as
Nah,
well.
kelihatan tuh DH, kelihatan.
Spotted out by the cape.
Kelihatan?
Potshot's been fired
Enak
off by
banget,
Izu,
Cok.
but now all of a sudden he's got to watch for his back, so it decides to slide into sight. To be lucky if he gets one kill, relays into himself.
Nah!
Almost!
He's just trying to do what he can.
Guys, dikit lagi guys, let's go.
Giving access to a better gun in the moment. Nearly getting himself a self-stun in there as well. And RRQ comes
RRQ.
to the attacking side of Sunset.
RRQ.
looking a bit more
Apa guys?
coordinated yet again.
RRQ.
The defenses of this map and the Korean teams that they've gone up against maybe starting to look a little bit questionable, as well as T1 going to be calling their second
Nice.
timeout
Yo,
now.
samain dulu yuk. RRQ.
They can feel the pressure.
Feel the pressure. Feel the pressure. Katanya.
Previous timeout. Certainly got to consider the economical situation as well, because that save. You only got so many left. RQ could potentially close in the gap at the next one.
Also, sorry everybody, I'm a little bit language barriered and can't translate that one.
Neither can I. You're not alone. But it is what it is. It's fine.
Well, T1, they did get the timeout the win after the timeout last time, so we'll see if they're going to be able to double down in that play. They've actually found both of the rounds after timeouts here too, even RRQ's one early on in the first half. Now RRQ looking to tie things up, an operator out for Buzz. He's not being able to deliver the same blows that he did have on the last map, that's for sure.
RRQ. Let's go guys.
Hey, I'm trying to
For
fire a hit.
RRQ. Dikit lagi guys. Bismillah guys. Aduh. Jangan jam guys, jangan maju dulu dong.
Points clear.
Jangan jam guys, gak sih yang nengok kalau begitu guys.
Well, you've got a conversion pass in towards market if you want, on the back of the Prowler. Do it with the Nightfall, do it with the Rolling Thunder. So
Ah,
RRQ
kelihatan
likes
tuh.
to.
Kelihatan tuh.
Jemkin Going too far in front of this. Those rotations for T1 over to the B side. Makes us question what's going on. What are RRQ looking to do?
Trading utility for attention for now, but still with this up in hand, Buzz can re-peek. And he's gonna find one yet. Oh, that's the smoke gone.
Dapat lagi dia.
Now you know that there's an operator in play, of course.
Anjir, Bas bangke dah.
Dry line. We keep seeing dry peaks into this op.
Dry peeks in the market too.
Oh, nice.
Go fishing. Now you gotta cut bait. Crazy guy getting a second kill. Oh, he's gonna get hit. Sparrow just straying into sight, but it's quickly met with death.
Anjir.
4 life for T1. When that operator is just allowed to point and click, apparently it can do so.
Danger
I'm a little bit surprised
boy.
that RRQ just didn't decide to go a little bit more pacier in towards market when they start to get the position. And kind of just individually picking onto every single line as well, getting in front of that cage. I mean, one by one, the dominoes will fall. And then there were 11 for T1, and then there was another buy at least for RRQ that they can look to contend with, but maybe you just need to pull it back to be a little bit more mundane. Group in towards B main together and just get that convergent path in towards the B side. Try and set yourself up for just a good round, a good post plant that we know you've been quite strong in.
Trying to simplify the strats. Full execute authority into this B side off the convergent paths.
Kawan
Would have been
rame
a little
kah?
bit better if you actually caught stacks in the drone, as he will still have access to it right now to try and position his team.
Oh,
Starts to
no.
fall in, but yet giving up his head.
Gila,
And
Bas.
also dimensional drift
Stuck
as
ngeri
well.
juga
Coming
ya?
out from Buzz. Clears out so many positions, makes it tough for the spike to get planted. Hunter's
Ah,
here
mati
as well,
lo.
but Jevkin, crazy guy, they're starting to make a meal of this
Oh, nice.
into market.
Oh,
Buzz
nice.
close with the arc, cannot fire a
Stuck,
shot.
stuck,
Stacks
no,
go for
stop.
Boba. Getting flashed up as well.
Stack nongol.
Not going to be
Pancing.
able to slurp up onto any
Pancing.
more targets.
Pancing.
Oh, quick on the movement though, and he's able to flick around. Triple kill at T1. Managed to bring it up to map point.
Oh, it looks a little bit messy from them at the end there, isn't it? Nobody from RRQ just able to hit the shots. Everybody tucked in towards the corner instead of having your two players out on the stairs side of things. Just sit in the open instead, perhaps. All trying to jiggle peek out, and it's just a little bit uncoordinated from them. T1 don't allow the spike to even really go on down there before they even just get in towards these battles. It's a heavy investment in the ultimates, do not get me wrong, from both parties, from both teams. But T1, they do find the ultimate round that they need to. One by one. Sax will cut his opponents down to size. And they'll find that point to try and send us into a third.
Crowd
Stuck,
loves it.
serem banget stuck, Cok.
Ewok does not, calls in the timeout to try to push things into overtime.
Gonna try to get OT, of course, yeah.
Jangan
It
bareng-bareng
was an
gitu lah,
overtime back then
coy.
against Gen G, but now you
Udah kenapa nggak mancing ya? Kenapa pada pengen nge-kill semua dah?
Op still in contention. And I do recall the money situation for RQ is not going to be too great for this upcoming round.
Kalau gitu pancing aja nggak sih guys? Nongol satu guys, korbanin. Satunya masuk
Being
gitu.
contested right now definitely makes things a little bit more difficult for
Sayang
RQ.
banget
It's
coy.
just another situation where you don't give yourself a lot of space as
Ayo,
a result
fokus,
of
guys,
your
fokus,
first
guys.
half, right? Yes, you've had a massive comeback before. Cannot be understated how impressive that was against Gen G. And now you're going to get 3 more rounds in a row to try and push us into an OT state, and there's a couple of Bulldogs in play. There's a neural theft online for Meteor. You're eventually, maybe going to have stacks as Hunter's Fury that you're going to contest, maybe if you can get to 12-11 perhaps. But you really just need to come out swinging and hitting some home runs here as RRQ. Back to B, backed up by T1. 3 players
Lima
here.
lagi.
Maybe a bit of a pass
Majuin
ball.
kelihatan tadi.
Ooh, Izu quick on the relay though. Refracted out.
Nice, dapat
And
satu
the
dikit.
spams to come in.
Wah, nice banget.
Begins to make their move, but Izu tapping away through the
Gila,
He's on
Izu.
a third. How on earth is that possible? Jemkin trying to give himself an escape route while Crazy Guy sticks onto the plant. Drops over onto a Phantom, possibly.
You've still got a slide available for Izu as well, but you are just waiting for the flank to start to come on out. Meteor, again, remember, has the neural theft.
Uh-oh, but Buzz. Oh, it's an unfortunate whip. And then Jemkin begins to make his move. Izu online for the ace. Looks for the retake angle, and as you've mentioned, he still has the slide. Goes in for the tap. Fault line gets sent across. I think he should sit pretty. Crazy guy needs to play for time. Izu still waiting, looking for the pixel perfect angle. Crazy guy plays it patient, knows that he doesn't have it, goes in for the wide peak! RRQ dangling by a thread!
Oh, that is a Ferrari ride peak to come out from a Crazy guy at the end. He certainly is crazy.
Yo, masih bisa yuk.
Just stick in there, made of steel perhaps, just not playing into the fact that Izu would stick that. And in a confident scenario where you've got a 4K online for the ace, in your mental escape as well, you kind of are incentivized a little bit to hunt for that kill. Just a little bit of greed, perhaps. Well done for Crazy Guy to keep this one in play at the end. Another 4K of Izu shut down though. 28 kills, and he's just sending it in now.
He's avoided the fault line. Spots out so many players off of the recon. Ooh, Jemkin's way low.
And on this way lane, how is he going to be positioned to get in? Look at the space that T1 have found too. All down mid, all down tiles, all down A main. You are locked in here as RRQ.
Even cross back over onto B.
It's pistols for T1 too.
Mereka pistol loh, Cok.
Still though, trying to make a go for it. Oh, the pop flash is good, but still the shots. DH managed to land one. Cushy trades right back. DH still peaks.
Oh, there's a row. Jemkin wins a crucial duel. Within an inch of their life now, Sparrow Jemkin have to potentially put this on Mon yet to come out with the goods. And he does.
Itu loh, let's go. Itu boy. Nice boy. Monyet, anjay.
Get through that. 12-11 now. It is the last round of the regulation phase.
Nah, gitu, Xero, nice.
A necessary one for RRQ to try and close this into. And for T1, you've had a couple of chances to try and close out this map now. This is your last one, your last fight.
Yo.
Equalize. Convergent pass still online. Rolling Thunder, one away. Can be used to get in. Can be used to push you
guys,
back.
samain dulu guys, samain dulu. Guys, samain dulu guys.
Again, in towards B main. Crazy guy. Choose your ults that you want to go
guys,
in with.
hati-hati. Ini emang diaduin anjir di sini.
Maybe the Rolling Thunder. Alongside light speed, quick smokes.
Buka.
Just to try to hold off the site. Everyone's rotated over, except for Buzz.
Belakang nih.
Gotta assume.
Masuk. Aduh, salah. Sabar.
Prowler didn't quite clear the corner though. And that's when RQ begins to peek out. DH not cleared.
Nice.
He's beginning to find some shots. Starts Jemkin. Crazy guy. Needing to play post plant.
Info from the north left as well, but there's no plant yet, Quack. There's no plant. It's still main on Crazy Guy's shoulders. It kind of feels like this round has to be called from him. They've got no util. They've just got to hit some shots here.
40 seconds. T1's not giving them any exposed angles, so they go for the slow rotate back into A.
They got to get their Nikes on eventually, though. They got to start to run, and if they're going to be heard, I mean, it's going to be such an ambitious rotate. You've got a bit of Cypher utility over at this A site. If there was any member there, it would pose a problem. 10 seconds. They will be able to get in through the trap wire here. Camera revealed. Start to run on over. Set up for a plant. It's going to be safe. But where do you want to play? You got to go looking. You got to go hunting. A Guardian as well in the mix, mind you. Buzz has flashes and the clone too.
Frag so crucial. T1 decide to stick a squad. The clone to go out first. Here comes Izu. Shot's not quite connecting though. 10 minutes could go. Still low in. Meteor with a simple shot will keep T1 in the mix. 13-11. They save themselves from elimination right here as we go.
Dikit lagi, Cok. Udah hampir.
Round just there is actually quite a rough one for RRQ as well. In towards the side, I mean, DH, he's repositioned himself with the From the Shadows, but it's the bait play. He comes on back after the conversion pass stuns him up, and Xpero just does not expect that, overlooks the corner. I mean, there's a lot in that round that we can look to dissect, but in the map as a whole, defensive side for these teams still in shambles, still a problem, a little bit better though.
Kenapa ya orang Korea tuh pada pemalu, kenapa sih guys?
13-11. RRQ cannot do it again on the comeback variety there.
Tutupin mukanya, senyum-senyum, nongol-nongol dikit.
To bind finally and put Haven on the block where T1 pick attack. This is going to be the map now, folks, that will decide who is going to be the team that will face Talon in a best-of-5 lower final in Tokyo.
That's going to be the question. Bangers were promised and bangers are being delivered. Double thumbs up for Buzz. We saw it all throughout the map. The guy was playing across. Izu was close to aces, or maybe even picking some of them up. Stax was beginning to frag out of his mind too.
Well, it's going to be a slight reprieve for these teams right now to have some discussions, of course, because it is going to the wire. It's going to be tooth and nail gameplay. Go tell your friends, go tell your family. You should get them here on this one because this is going to be a battle. Korean Slayer attempts, or the best team in Korea now? Let's find out what the best thing for now.
We think that map was sick, especially the way it ended there with RQ coming so close to bringing that to the overtime. But T1, oh my god, I was very excited by the end of that match.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. So much better of a look from T1. You know, we spoke about who is stepping up on this team, where are the individuals at, and they really did activate here in that map too, so dominant in that first half. RQ though did everything they could to make this close. Comes all the way down to
malam Rizky Okta, halo.
But T1 do get the better of them.
Ayo guys, satu sama guys, let's go for RRQ guys. Anjir, tadi udah kita hampir aja nyamain.
The amount of rounds where T1 was able to come up clutch, the level of play we saw from Izu on the
GG juga,
Nonton. I don't know what's in the water today. I feel like every single map we've got.
Malam semuanya, ayo kita dukung RRQ gak sih?
From a different team, every single map someone has gone nuclear here in Pacific.
I know that we wanted consistency from all the teams. We want to see a high level play from all of them supporting, but I gotta be honest, I kind of missed this. The heroics, the craziness, people popping off like mad. This is also very Pacific, and I missed it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, absolutely. RRQ almost completing a Genji-esque comeback on the attacking side there. They were down 3-9 at the half again, and they brought it all the way back, but not quite enough in the tank at the end of the day. Clutches from Meteor, some huge rounds from Stax. You know, some of the individuals really dragged T1 kicking and screaming across the line in this game. Not that they necessarily played badly macro-wise. This was a fantastic game for both teams, really.
Yeah, I think going into Sunset, we were a little bit unsure how this might pan out. Both teams have historically showed good plays on Sunset, but I mean, that's why the score ended up being what it was here. But what were some of the highlight moments for you guys? I mean, Izu was way up there.
Izu's the guy. He showed up in an insane way this game. So many multi-kills. He took over this game. He did what Something was doing earlier. Yeah. He just went, okay guys, we're not going to go out like this. Let me step up.
Earlier in the year, you know, we were talking about Meteor, we were talking about Buzz on this team, and I remember Izu going like, why is no one talking about me, when he was having to flex in every single role. Now he is the star duelist here of T1. He sends it in on the Neon, map in, map out. He is required to be able to put up the numbers on the maps where Buzz is holding angles on the chamber, walking around the map, holding shift. Izu is running it down on the Yoru. He is the focal point and the tip of the spear here for T1, and he is continuing to show why he is so dangerous and why he's so sharp.
Stax, we also have to highlight him. Wasn't a big game, but he pulled out the rounds that really matter. Wins on that eco, comes out up with this huge 1 versus 3. If he doesn't win these rounds, if he doesn't step up and be the hero in these moments, RRQ win this game.
RRQ, I mean, what is that? That is 3 different people whiffing on stacks in a 3-way crossfire. That is going to leave you feeling very sheepish and definitely secured the map point that T1 needed to be able to pull it across the line. MVP goes to Izu. How many bloody games are we going to see? It was the same thing against Nonton. Straight into that series, this guy locks in Neon and starts sending it, and just, you can see the amount of confidence he's bringing. He's breaking into all of these contested positions.
No,
running through
guys.
Cypher tricks into 2-man crossfires and multi-fragging. He is really feeling it.
Yeah, he is absolutely feeling it. I was just thinking that the only person who put Isu on their build diff was Mika.
Oh.
And I think that was a smart choice.
Yeah.
For all these reasons, he's been upping his performance, especially as he's becoming more steadily on this duelist role, as you've been pointing out here. And I really like what T1 has been doing with this squad here as everyone kind of settles into their roles. I mean, they all can play a multitude of players now. But, you know, Haven is going to be the last map. And as the casters rightfully pointed out, RQ wanted Haven.
Yeah, I mean, last time these 2 teams met, RRQ did get the better of them on Haven, but we just spoke about Izu. Also, Monyet on the other side for RRQ, he's been having a big series. They're going to be going head-to-head on that Neon in map 3, barring some wild changes. So I think that's something to be very, very excited about.
I think for T1, like the focal players here for me are Meteor and Buzz, who did not play well the last time that RRQ and T1 went
iya ya, promo kemerdekaan harusnya ya.
10, Buzz also went
Let's go, udah pada makan belum guys? Ada promo kemerdekaan nggak guys?
And 0-5 in opening duels. Buzz also just had a rough game on the Yoru in that previous map, so he's the player that I'm looking at to step up to bring that level of performance, because so far today, I don't think we've seen a lackluster performance from pretty much anyone in the server based on their roles. Maybe like Crazy Guy and Stacks, fragging-wise, are a little bit behind people, but these guys are doing the IGL duties. You need the top level of performance here, because nobody is going to be choking here on these teams. Like, you need to see consistent performance across the board from T1 here.
I actually want to get your opinion on Buzz's role. Now, Buzz used to be but when we're talking about like those superstar players who are just having like absurd numbers, Buzz was there on the top before he got put on the chamber, maybe on the Euro, even with an
Buzz tiba-tiba jago gini, Cio. Kemarin kurang kayaknya kita lihat dia main ya.
How do you guys feel this fits in T1's overall game plan?
I think it's fine. I think he has to sort of concede. He's not the solo duelist. He's not the one
tiba-tiba jadi ngeri gini, Buzz. Datang ke tempatnya.
A lot of what Buzz's job is to be slow, be that second man in. And on
udah dapetin apa?
To just hold down map control, lock down these deep lines, and win T1 these rounds with the macro. He doesn't need to be this high-powered fragger in this T1 team, because just look at the rest of the roster. He doesn't have to do what he's done in the past, especially in this
tetap sama harganya, anjir.
That being said, he does have to step up and he does have to start getting activated into this series. I want to see him take a little bit more risks, really get himself into this game, because I do think that is something T1 are missing.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree. I'm going to say Buzz, I think, is a little bit underwhelming for me.
Harusnya punya RRQ ya, Heaven ya.
Lackluster performances. I think, you know, this is a player that he's posting up on info lines. He gets to take the game at his pace. Honestly, he kind of plays a similar role to Jemkin on the other side of RRQ, who puts up nothing but numbers. Maybe he's set up a little bit better or enabled a little bit better by the rest of RRQ overall, who do have sometimes better game plans than T1, sometimes better macro. But look, I don't know. It's hard to necessarily say what you're going to see from Buzz, but you definitely cannot see him going double negative in this decider like you saw against RRQ last time, or T1 is not going to Japan.
Yeah, I would love to know what's up with that and maybe his opinion on that. Maybe we can chat about that with him later. But, you know, with Haven being this very last map, are you guys feeling confident about your prediction? What was it? You guys,
we were both RRQ. I feel reasonably confident. I think at the end of the day, though, that the great thing about Haven is you're going to see both of these teams tackle a map that they have both kind of been able to, I guess, innovate on. Like T1 initially were the ones who kind of invented this Yoru ISO double duelist. RRQ were the ones to take it into their own kind of style and actually play Neon instead of ISO. And now you're seeing T1 also playing the Neon instead of the ISO, kind of agreeing this is a better fit, this is a better style for the current meta. So you'll get to see which one of these teams that love to play double duelist on this map are going to be able to execute better in the server. And last time that was definitely RRQ.
Now, the stakes are very high for both of these teams. They are, yes, in the top 4. These two teams are in chance, but Tokyo, just to lay it out there, have you guys seen any previews of the arena or anything?
I've seen a little bit of it, but I've seen enough to know the teams want to get there.
We have 10,000 seat, like, you know, in that
10,000
arena.
Japanese fans, so 10,000 Zeta guys. In Lala Arena.
Ayo
That's what we're
guys, RRQ, let's go!
Yes, it is disappointing we don't have a Japanese team playing, but I don't think it matters because you got
Yeah.
4 excellent teams who will be playing there instead. And I think at this point, I mean, you want to be playing in this arena. This is going to be the regional finals to watch. Sorry, Pacific just has the best grand finals. It's just, I don't even think it's a contest.
I also think it's particularly relevant because this is happening before these teams have to travel to Paris. This is sort of a dry run of Paris. If you have to travel to this different country, eat this different food, you're playing in a different environment, on different PCs. We see that all the time from these teams where they struggle in their first match internationally. I need them to use this as an opportunity to get used to playing in different environments. That's an invaluable experience.
Yeah, I think these teams have already had a lot of that. I'd say it more so, particularly in the Tier 2 context, of a lot of challenges finals are on land, but a lot of them are not. And then you get these teams into Ascension that aren't used to playing in those conditions. I do agree it's another opportunity for these teams to get comfortable in that environment. For T1, I think they're going to thrive in that environment. I think they love that kind of environment. It's why they were able to defy all odds over there in Bangkok. For RRQ, I still think they're working through some of those pressure issues and some of those uncomfortability issues because they thrive in their comfort zone. When Monyet's laughing, when they're feeling happy, when Jevkin's saying, yeah, very good round, guys. I'm having, this is the best day of my life, and this is the level that I'm hitting of it.
I think RRQ and Talon are actually both teams who need more experience on a giant venue like that. So it's very important for these two teams to get to Tokyo and have, and honestly, just a fantastic experience.
Yeah, absolutely. We have the Agent Select coming in now, and no changes on either side here. It will be this mirror composition. Double duelist, Yoru Neon versus Yoru Neon. I want to shout out Xpero a little bit. Last time these two
Sama
teams
lagi
played
hero-nya,
on
anjir.
Haven, he took
Sama
over.
agentnya,
He
Cio.
went crazy, and I think he's got the potential to do that on the defensive side. But his last game, after that game, he was terrible. So it could be highs or low lows for Xpero. And I think the same can be said for Meteor, the same could be said for Buzz. A lot of these players have been a little
Yo guys,
bit
you guys.
this map, and
Make some noise! Boo, 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 boo.
Drop 60, they win. That is the key.
Let's go.
Series goes. We are on the final match.
Makin memanas.
RRQ. We're gonna send it back to our casters Quack and Komodo.
Yo guys, ramaikan kolom komentar. Let's go Samuel.
Either way, we can definitely say that this is going to be a banger.
Ramaikan kolom komentar. Let's go Samuel. Gue cuma siapa yang nonton.
Is what they are severely chasing here. Talon waiting, and then Paper X.
Seru gini coy.
So yeah, that one will shake up. A pistol round right now. T1 on the attacking side is where they chose to start. Last time, it was 7-5 in favor of RRQ on this defensive side, and this mirror comp here.
Harus hati-hati.
How you're feeling today? What
Harus
you
lebih
can figure out
kompleks.
in the server.
Jangan
The
ngumpul-ngumpul
seaside
banget
things
gak sih,
for
guys?
RRQ, they're gonna have
3-2
the
nggak sih?
early morning call on the camera.
Atau berlapis aja, jangan
Tucking
langsung.
a crazy guy now on the Omen. 3 different agents for 3
Kalau mau keluar langsung 2 juga oke tuh.
role. Call a good game. Call a great game.
In the past, for a better map to end it on. And it all begins with a slide in from
Malah
Zizu.
mati,
Up to the back,
anjing.
Monyet in the races, but quickly shut down. Experiment not shut
Nah.
down. Flicks.
There's a suit, Meteor, 10 HP. Just can't be finished off. And Fukushi, 15 seconds for the recon. You could get your shock dart to try and go on in. But you know that this dark cover fading will give you a bit of an angle to get in.
Oh, and Bush just slides out. It's a quick 14 up in the final map.
Oh, that's a bit of a rough one though for RRQ, isn't it? They overlooked the position of Xpero. And I just wonder if he was able to quickly finish off the second kill instead of having to get a dink and then reallocate the crosshair again to finish him. Maybe you do take out Meteor and make it a bit more workable, but it doesn't even really matter because it's not Meteor at the end of that that gets the job done. It's Buzz for the 4K. Spotting him out, those Tootsies first. And that is another pistol going to the side of T1. That's 4 out of 5 now. Maybe it's going to be 5 out of 6. Woeful pistols today for RRQ. Been eluding them. And then we're on the start.
Fuck.
Neon to Neon.
Gak ada duit lah, mau ngapain kalau udah begini mah. Adu pistol kalah, begini mah bingung, Cok.
An early start for Jemkin, for example, on this Yoro on this defensive side. The Paper X earlier, something coming away with destruction.
At least in this round, just information off of Xfero, Cushy. For the range, the right
Nah,
to
gitu.
go double peeking.
Oh, to see what he can do with the pistol.
Kalau mau double cover gitu loh.
Getting spammed through.
Kok malah
Pretty
jadi
clean and simple for T1, except for the kill from Meteor.
Now you don't really want to give any ulti points over because Buzz is one away from the Dimensional Drift, who is at the right spot to potentially finish off Sparrow. Oh, just fine, crazy guy.
There we go.
Ulted to the bonus round. I was highlighting this very moment for something as well last time.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
After Xfero, you just really...
If you're Xfero, you're hoping that you see that gate crash that you're not going to be able to for him to TP into your crosshair.
Not gonna happen.
No, it's not going to happen. Buzz should just clear the corner and finish him off and make it a 4 alive situation. Sees his shoulder, easy done. Buzz, back it up. Okay, back to back.
Buzz ngeri banget jadinya.
Izu's saying, I did that. I'll get the ace. Anywho, that's the 2 first rounds done. And we'll get in towards the bonus round now of T1. Again, when you go in with a couple of pistols, you can still pick up some extra guns going into the next round. The old FPS goodbye. And I'm looking towards RRQ. Do you have this first defensive round to come into play or not? Because if RRQ start to falter on defense again, just like Sunset, how much of a spiral will that put them down? How much capitalization do we see from T1 that they can run away with? Cage across lobby. You start to question now as Cushy what may have crossed down into the sewers. You've got 2 angles that you need to contest, but up the guts of B. Duncan not phased. And that's in Minor World and Xfero just repositioning that trapwire as well now that the position of it's been noted. Pick that one back up and use it a little bit later on. Especially if it's going to be an A angle that you can figure out now with this dimensional drift. Just bring that one and put it at the front of B. You've already got the position of Monyet push down C Long, who is low at 35. Is A side now.
No get crash out.
Oh,
Went into the corner too, Buzz. Slight trait for a crazy guy, but 3v4.
Jemkin getting a taste of something. Gate crash. Woes on bind too. How many times did he come out of a gate crash or try to go into a gate crash and get finished off? This post plant's scary.
Both are Russian players, as you mentioned, but right now, Monyet getting tagged up. It's going to be an option to save for RRQ.
Yeah, it's got to be a hunt and go on from DH as well, just out of audible range for the free position towards the tower. They're in spawn, and the angle, he will get the barrel loaded, he will get the kill.
Sure, trying to hold on to this weapon for dear life, manages to do so, but still not a great look for the whole team.
That's going to be the bonus round over to T1. This is what we're talking about, right? The defenses are looking problematic for RRQ. Not getting proactive enough over on Sunset. You have like one mid-wall round that they do something a little bit different.
Kalah nih kayaknya, Cok.
Gonna really need to see what Xfero can do around the garage, around the C site when we get back to a sense of normalcy. Just a couple of shots not even going the way of RRQ in this round. Looking on the wrong corners, always. Even with a weapon advantage spot. Just behind the play, behind the action.
Nah, mental tadi hampir nyeriin.
Next round sets up. RRQ go into this with the half buy. Bucky for Monyet. More proactively down C.
Yeah, but it's not a rifle round. This is the problem. RRQ, when the pressure is often around that they're not expected to win, feel like they just get a little bit more loose. And on this double duelist variety, it kind of works better for them generally. So I wanted to see him on the rifle round. It's just going to go A again and Cushy. Are you just going to get battered and bruised once more?
Sounds in the shock dart at least, but yeah, going to get completely bullied. Jemkin, maybe a
Masih
slight
dong,
free, but
anjir
Monyet
dibokong dia nggak sadar
diving
dong.
in, just goes in for the weapon. And Buzz going to make
Anjir.
quick work of the entire site.
He's got a third. A third
Dikasih
4K
main,
on
anjir.
the sticks here for him. Crazy guy. Just gonna look to get a pistol shot or two here.
Dude, Buzz is farming out points.
Yeah.
Just used it in the previous round.
He's going to get the 4K.
Oh my god!
It's gorgeous. Honestly, it's gorgeous. He is getting away with murder in this map right now.
Lah, kok baru ada notif? Gimana aja Minecraft dari tadi? Tapi pas kok ada waktunya satu sama nih. Tapi Araki lagi dibantai nih, anjir.
It's just so destructive. I mean, we want to see an operator come out from Jemkin, right? We have to see it. We have to see some comfortability start to come out from RRQ.
4-0 gini, pakai ente. Kayaknya iya ya. Soalnya tadi tuh udah hampir, pasti kepikiran yang tadi deh.
Things being really humble. Which is a lovely
Tadi
look.
itu kepikiran tau.
That's it though.
Kayak anjir hampir lagi gitu. Biasanya hampir-hampir gitu tuh ngoceh. Apa mengecoh.
That you're just going to get drifted out of play.
Exactly.
Or drone.
Trying to reposition. You got the gate crash back in the link.
Remontada is real, amin ya.
Here comes Buzz.
Remontada mereka kan maksudnya.
Gets towards the back of side, infiltrating. Izu out from the front. It's DH, it's Buzz. Kushi finds a slight trade, but stuck inside of the smoke now. He's trying to listen for the plant. Crazy guy trying to provide some support. Crazy guy steps out the back. DH slips through the cracks. Oh, but Kushi ultimately falls off. Lopsided. It will be still Crazy Guy trying to provide some support while Xpharaoh makes the slow rotations across. He's gonna get double swung upon, but he crouches in! Double kill picked up.
From the shadows, get some information out in the open, see that he's not Hell, see that he's not amongst the site itself. But it is Stacks. Was the goal spotted? The crosshair is trained the one way. They know.
Too good. Stacks makes a go for it, but still Xpharaoh targets marked.
And RQ will get on the board.
Alhamdulillah guys, satu pertama yuk.
Kushi and 100 Fury as well, just in the site.
Ada satu, ada dua, yo. Nah ini nih udah ada angin segar nih. Jadi nggak pause, nggak time out. Ini kalau tadi mati pasti time out mereka. RRQ. Dia nggak dapet satu kayaknya mereka nggak time out deh.
T1 were actually going to find a fifth. Just with the commanding way they get into the site, it's rough ones from Meteor and DH actually doubling up as well. DH been put in a couple of problem spots. Buzz is 14 kills in 5 rounds.
Anjir.
He's trying
Buzz gila banget ini.
Oh, Mania trying to prevent that from happening though, but
nah, dapat momen guys, dapat momen nih.
You got Hunter's Fury ultimately. And they take the player advantage as RRQ as well. You're okay with Jemkin being all the way down C.
Kelihatan. Awas. Bus.
Crazy guy. It's risky to give this guy a duel in his form, but nevertheless, you'll remove his head. And you'll set yourselves up hopefully for a second round here, confirming extra presence still around long. I like Jemkin's already got all of the control at C, and he's got trap wires everywhere else.
Tucked in. See what the Cypher can cook up. Knows how other Cyphers will tend to play, so sets up his own.
With that trap wire now exposed as well, you might just want to see the normal one placed at the front of the site to confirm presence instead of giving a little bit of space that you can get a headshot on, like Xpharaoh just caught. Now, neural depth for info.
Look at that. 2v4 nonetheless.
Kushi can go in.
And there it goes.
Masuk aja. Nah.
Unfortunately for T1 not quite being able to hold on against the firing
nice, dapat 2. Ada 2, ada 3 guys. Yo, udah dapat momen guys. Ayo, kalau 4 sama yang time out mereka guys. Atau 3-4 yang time out mereka. Ini kita belum time out nih, lagi dapat momentum.
A little bit coming forward from RRQ. Is it going to be enough to cause concern to you? Probably not until it's something like 4-4, maybe even 4-3 if you lose this next round convincingly. Because you're also starting to expose still a couple of weaknesses for RRQ. You're able to find out where some of this extra key utility is. But for me, the question really is Jemkin, this operator. When is it going to start to get active?
Maybe now.
Noted at least by Izu's quick jump spots. Jemkin as well, run away from the drift. To start to get a little bit of this Yoro utility, it'll remove the trap wire that is in garage. Actually noted on the floor as well that it is just outside the garage. So if that pops, you can shoot it straight away. Have your trap wire still active. There you go.
Quickly holding, the whole team arriving off of it. Oh, even quick on the Omen Paranoia as well, but T1 continue to push straight into side relay bots towards the back. It's not quite lining up just yet. Izu, some shots finally going through. But Sparrow finds the trades too. Yet quick into logs.
Sabar. Itu! Sabar. Aduh.
Overdrive out. Oh, but it's quickly shut down as DH.
Segala pakai
Corners with that
skill
overdrive
aja.
there. Monyet
Overdrive.
minced. Now Cushy. 1 versus 2.
Momennya balik
Cover
tuh.
will eventually fade. And it's a crossfire.
Sabar, menurut gue jangan keluar.
The tap of the plants to wait for that reaction. Stacks will pick up another round for T1.
That's a rough scene
Oh,
hold there
itu
from
sudah bersabda.
RRQ. T1 do get in.
5-2
Go for
kan.
some really
Momen balik lagi ke mereka.
As well, but the scan reveal is just gorgeous that comes out. I mean, the shorty as well from Jemkin just doesn't connect. The operator doesn't connect or provide any value. The overdrive of Monyet too. Some players that we look to RRQ to be consistent. Monyet, Jemkin, not present in this match just yet. And on the flip side for RRQ, a player that
Yes, kita udah
Bilski was
out.
saying he's
Biasa.
countering big time. Buzz isn't doing things.
Kalau nggak bahaya ini.
Well, my little Aussie friend, he's taller than me, I can't say little. He's doing things.
Apa sih begini-begini lo? Korea nggak jelas.
Definitely cannot deny
Oh, itu yang
that
bikin
double
mereka jadi
digit
kayak rasis
kills
kali ya.
for
Karena mereka malu, nggak berani ngeliat.
2 outs in 2 rounds.
Tapi mereka
I mean, the beginning of this
nyinyir
match is
gitu,
the best thing
nyinyir
you can
gitu.
possibly see from T1. Very
Mereka
commanding,
nggak berani
4-0
nunjukin diri tuh, lihat.
Ults being refreshed, powerhouse plays, 2 towards RRQ, and then 1 round gets away from you. T1 back in the driver's seat, just a little bit of a speed bump. RRQ call an audible timeout.
You think back to Ascent Map 1. Jemkin was still landing shots off of people jump peeking, but this time it's not quite landing anymore.
Can I just say, Buzz hasn't got a kill in a couple of rounds.
Okay. It's a couple rounds.
It's a couple rounds. It's a crucial one though here. RRQ back with the investment, grouping up heavily in towards mid. Bit of a waltz if they do want to. And kept in check currently, at least by Buzz.
Take flight.
I'd be interested to know as well if Cushy knows that the Suez position is actually already exploited by Meteor. Just get on this line and start to clear the angles, the jump spotting. Gonna get scanned, it's gonna get Cushy off the drone immediately. This pressure around the A site is going to be a bit of a problem again. There's RRQ. I don't know how Monyet found that. Did he spot it? I don't know. Replay, you gotta catch that one.
Well, still with the pressure onto A's side, namely, Cushy needs to be able to hold it, but unfortunately fragged out off of the flash.
And there's all the information from that. You should know that Jemkin has to dimension to drift in for this 4v4 retake.
Live lagi, alhamdulillah. Halo Rian.
T1 just still
Apa kabar Rian? Barbar banget itu izu-izu itu. Iya, Cok.
Setting foot.
Terlalu
Looking for some extra shots though, but here comes Monyet. Here comes Izu as well on the overdrive. He's just stinging it through. Jemkin out of the drift. Into the site, looking for
kelihatan. Jemkin.
Slippery as an eel,
Masuk.
but
Nah!
actually cornered into
Harus ada yang berani, sumpah.
So low at the end there.
Satu diem nggak apa-apa, tapi harus ada yang maju. Jangan ragu semua, Cok. Ini si Izu ini sama Bas nih bangke dah. Harus berubah sedikit. Apa? Kalau ibaratnya kalau di lari itu anjay. Pace-nya harus berubah ketukannya. Tep gitu. Makin ganteng aja bang. Amin Rian. Amin. Thank you. Rian sudah kasih like belum? Udah kasih like belum?
This time getting a very required one. Keep this within the realms of maybe able to lead still at the half, especially when you consider the T1 now have lesser guns, Izu with the Guardian, so maybe RRQ can get up to 4. Still have to keep their own economy in balance. Just been very patient but not passive over at A-Long.
Patient hunt has it. That's nice. In the garage, you get some information as well. Sparrow's prepared.
Trying to draw some attention more towards this C side. I'm looking at what Buzz is trying to do in garage when that Cypher utility is removed. Not yet. Just has to make sure that he's aware, attentive. With the Guardian, I say the same thing for what's happening there. But Jemkin, I mean, he's just lost a duel over at A.
Uh-oh, it's Meteor now. Here's the footsteps. Not quite sunned up yet. Oh, he landed some shots! 2 of them! And all of a sudden, things just fall apart for RRQ. Flawless picked up by T1.
I mean, he has just absolutely rained from outside of the Earth Hazard.
Dame.
A blow on RRQ. Meteor getting that lurk active. Ridiculous that he's able to get the second one as well, mind you, but an individual shot onto Jemkin. We're playing 1 versus 1 against Meteor 2 times over. We're playing 1 versus many as Crazy Guy and Cushy as well. I mean, it's all individually misplayed there by RRQ. And I'm not taking away credit from T1. They played that one gorgeously. They're hitting their shots. They're finding the space. They're exposing this defensive problem on RRQ's shoulders. Who now are scrambling
mereka jadi
in the
bagus-bagus banget
server.
dah,
You will
anjir, dari
get
tadi.
back to the eco.
Waktunya tinggal
You
turun.
lose control of the half here.
Waktunya tinggal turun.
That's just a
Pas
little
Bang
too
Nika live
reactive,
jarang ada
especially
notif
on the
Jir. Emang
defense.
iya?
T1 getting away with things. Continuing to possibly build up to even more ults. This time.
Padahal udah aktifin notifikasi serius. Kamu udah aktifin? Kenapa ya gitu ya? YouTube gak senang sama aku kayaknya.
Bit of a trap down sewers. The drone isn't going to expose, of course. Recon now online from Stacks. Gun dropped, but not one that you can steal. Sparrow does have to steal himself, actually, in spotting out an opponent up through mid. Don't want to have a battle against Meteor after what he just did to you last round. And that presence in its entirety is just completely pulling the weight of RRQ towards the B side, but in numbers, they find him.
That could be a weapon now.
30 seconds left.
Sparrow at least thinking to go for it. T1 quickly trying to transition over onto C instead.
There's guns down, they've got to pick up one at least. You would assume Xferro can get the one in towards mid. You've got 5 versus 3. Crazy Guy technically could even from the shadows after this paranoia for info.
Technically, still though, just goes for the smokes and the flash. For the clicks, but they're not connecting. T1, the firing squad, off towards the backside. Weapon picked up doesn't matter. T1 continue on.
Yeah, advantage. Just throw that away. Doesn't really matter. T1 not concerned. Getting the crossfires, getting the shots. Buzz got a kill.
Ente sini kayaknya.
Putting to 15.
Live Roblox kemarin nggak lihat aku, nggak ikut aku. Iya makanya. Tadi aku juga live Roblox lihat deh live sebelumnya.
Even in advantage situation.
Tadi siang aku live Roblox.
So much lately have disadvantage positions. 4v5s, 3v5s. Still look to convert right now. Just tangled in what to do.
T1 with Buzz fired up.
T1
Si Balanyong.
There's blood in the water. Oh, Jemkin's looking to defend. Crazy Guy putting up a hold this time inside of A lobby. First time in a long while.
Yep. I've seen a team like T1 before as well in these sort of scenarios. Look to re-clear in towards A lobby without a drone if that dark cover is still available, but Stacks, he has utility up his sleeve. He has the positions that he does need to just check and try to confirm. See what he can do and overstay though, and the spike dropped, but it doesn't really matter when you have DH still alive with From the Shadows. The real question is, it's a 2 versus 5. You need to find security in a site somewhere first, and they do lean towards the A site that they can. Try and slot Meteor in, try and go long, or sewers, try make it a workable scenario.
Jatuh dropnya berarti mereka akan nyamperin semua ke sana, jadi kayaknya tungguin aja di sana, nggak usah takut. Kita akan lihat pergerakan mereka nih, mulai masuk nih. Meteor sama DH juga bahaya banget, sumpah. Ini semua jadi jago-jago gini dah. Stacknya jago, busnya jago, isunya jago, anjir.
But unfortunately not able to come up with it. DH quickly sending
Silip udah banyak-banyak banget. Nah ini dia, langsung. Nah, itu. Jadi kalau satu ngincer, satu yang lagi tuh pasti enggak.
Massive lobby fight as well going their way. That is a required round that they're going to be able to find here. Still, They will be chasing from deficit RRQ 7-5, 7-5 is what they are chasing. 8-4.
Nggak juga, Meteor mati itu nggak aman sebenarnya. Izu sama busnya lagi gila. Terus stack tuh kalau lagi buy one gitu yang malah ngeri, Cok. Mereka tuh pada kuat-kuat main sendiri gitu loh. Biasanya live jam berapa? Live masih sesuka-sukanya, jadi notif coba kamu matiin, nyalain lagi deh notifnya. Coba tahu kemarin kurang.
That's an ice battle as well. Ooh. T1 will look to respect it though. But immediately drifting into the seaside, and Xvera is locked in towards the corner. He is just not going to be allowed to escape from this location. He's going to be stuck. He should be dead to rights. Here comes the executes. Hunter's Fury as well, but not quite connecting onto anything. Jetkin, in fact, getting a double kill, and Xvera still back black. Yeah, bailed out of a sticky situation, that is for sure. Stacks and Meteor though, from long. It's a counter Hunter's Fury as well. Flush out of position. No reprieve, no hope. Looking to make this a 7-5 as Stacks backs off the spike lost in no man's land.
Set yourself up and fortify this site now as RRQ. Do not give away for Stacks to get into it. A recon available and a shock dart that can finish off Xvera. Just play a little bit more passively. You reconfirm that Stacks is still long. 40 seconds to go. He may very well not reapproach through garage.
Probably. As soon as he sets foot though.
Nih kalau lagi gini korbanin satu, jangan ngumpet semua. Nah, jangan ngumpet semua, Cok. Kalau begitu pancing.
Yeah, I guess it is a bit of a recovery and a couple of rounds here and there for them, but T1 certainly come out the gate swinging. They need to refine that momentum on the exchange of the hearts here. As Buzz has started to quiet down a little bit, he held them significantly in the beginning. Rest of the team needing to pull their weight a little bit. Because as we do flip on over as well, you go on to this attacking side. I mean, it's not been a strength lately for them, right? They're still down with T1 on the attacking side as a bit of a problematic side in the entirety of Pacific at this stage too. It's the defenses of this team, percentage-wise, number 1 and number 2. So if I'm thinking about this statistically, T1 with advantage, with the pistols they've found in this series so far, going to the defensive side.
Nice, bro.
They are definitely going to be looking to close this one. RRQ going to have to just come out with some really good calling and coordination. Now that they're starting to get a taste of camera, how to redo that.
Let's go.
Really T1 so far 4 out of 5 pistols. Could be 5 out of 6. Talk about players needing to step up. Buzz certainly came up with it, especially the first few rounds, but falling off a little bit towards the end. We start to see the rest of RRQ starting to step up the bat as well.
Buzz, the last half here in this playoff stage.
In this stadium too.
In this stadium. So let's have a good one. Pistol round's quite important. Night and day difference between Jemkin and Buzz so far. Got a bit of linchpin you would assume for RRQ's successes on this attacking side. Monyet as well with him. A pistol so far from Cushy, the bottom fragger. Gold.
Now Stacks begins to push on though. The trade's quickly being found. RRQ just opts to go into C.
And it's good. There's no Cypher utility that they really need to contend with in form of the trap wires. Camera destroyed, the cage to fall. Meteor. He wants his team with him, but they're nowhere to be seen.
Seeing the cage as well, RRQ pay their due respects. What they don't really expect though could be Stacks out from the flank.
Yeah, they're not looking at it at the moment. Attention's being drawn to garage and spawn.
Couple of pot shots, and there goes Stacks. Finding his first onto Crazy Guy makes things a lot more doable. Recon tossed on in. Ooh, but RRQ looks to get proactive into garage, and then they begin to peek out as a team. Just DH with a Sheriff. A couple more shots. Might be good, but he doesn't really expect. He actually goes for the check. Monyet, though, making his moves. Oh, he jumps out of it. Continuing to dance around. And DH has run out of ammo. Has to go for the knife. No range. It's a knife duel. And Monyet just hops onto him, slices, and cuts him up.
Let's go.
Oh, that's gorgeous. That's fun. You just gotta laugh that one off there. Who was it that had the dive duel on this map? Over at the A side when we were here. And then it was betrayed. The gun was pulled out. Can't exactly remember who it was, but hey, at least we get it this time. The pistol round over to the side of RRQ. They definitely needed to try and coordinate their forces together in that even advantage situation. When you got the flank coming through from Stacks, brings it into the 3 versus 3. They have to just make a call. Go together in a 3 versus 1. It's the garage play that they do first. It works good. They should be able to bring this into an equal field of play to the 7-7 mark unless they drop another round here. Crazy guy, quick one onto Meteor. Stacks falls as well. This pistol round gone swimmingly so far for the non-pistolers in RRQ.
Pop up under those two, and then you begin to make your move in the A site. The rest of T1 undetected so far.
Here.
Well, they're talking about what to do for this round and this pistols. Might actually be a good discussion with RRQ no longer looking to go to the A site and instead looking to go C. Get one person to break the dart that you would assume to be the call. Get a crossfire happening.
Quick stack. Shot's not quite landing yet, though. Quickly traced over with wall bangs. One casualty so far, and that will be all T1 will be able to get.
Woi, gua nggak tonton langsung sama,
Now
woi.
we see the weapons back in the hands of T1. See if they can catch the bonus round
Gua nggak
for
tonton langsung
themselves.
sama,
Or if
anjing.
RRQ are going to be able to just repeat what you did on your attacking side.
Terus gua nggak
But
tonton sih.
having no one really close to any sort of alternates in the very beginning, he could drift on in.
Yeah, not yet. Jim's still got a lot to catch up to. That's it. It will be an A lobby angle.
Yeah, it's something that RRQ are really good at doing through sewers and the long crunches, right? Getting a lot of the control there. Buzz is going to see what he can do by himself. Aggressive utility from RRQ. Just has to be respected that they don't be there anymore either. Crazy guy. Risky to stick around there. Opts for the better of it.
So getting spotted out might reveal RQ's intentions. Izu now prepared for an incoming hit. Meteor as well, holding out from window.
Oh, it's not going to be the angle of approach for RRQ though. Try and force T1 to capitulate back to that C site, back to the corners. Because they're still happy enough to just keep Buzz over in the sewers. They crashed at already and utilized. So they're toing and throwing around the map at the moment, it would seem.
One step here, one step back. So this time you got fake presence with Jemkin. Looking for a 1v1 maybe. Git crashes back in.
And now it's going to be the C hit. You still got that trapwire that is a little bit far forward. 30 seconds to go. Rotations start to come towards this C site as well. DH 18 HP. Good paranoia. But RQ still have to go in now.
It's going to be the entire site engulfed in utility. Carpet bombing. DH, the rest of T1 trying to set up the crossfires necessary. Meteor goes in and holds down Mouse 1. 3 kills, DH 2, and T1 managed to bring things back.
It's very quick. T1 really around the map, not giving some easy tools to RRQ. You know, it'd be very easy to see Buzz kind of overplay his own hand over at long and then potentially lose his life to Jemkin. But DH to stay in the open a little bit more and lose his life there as well. Just the right reads for T1 at the right moments. No access into the C site for RRQ. T1 will claim back the lead. We'll see what a proper rifle round has now with a couple of players down on the lesser equipped shields and the regen ones as well. Needs to be a little bit pacier, you would assume, for RRQ. Time cannot be contended with. You cannot let it bleed down low.
The longer that goes, the more information T1 could possibly get. This time, sort of scrouched up towards this A angle. Buzz quickly noting it though. Drone from Stacks as well catches them as they try to backpedal out.
It is just slow though. Again from RRQ. Expecting a bit of space to be claimed from T1. With a peak. Down through sewers, up to long. different look towards a forward trapwire as well. Lucky enough that there's no one to immediately capitalize upon that, as we are still spread around the map as T1. Not really phased to play off a default. 40 seconds to go, RRQ. You gotta give yourself enough time still to be able to afford some slip-ups if they happen.
How does Xfero look on the lurk timings?
Well, it's more importantly for me, there's 30 seconds to go now, and if you're wanting to go to this A site, there's a reposition from Mr. Meteor already there.
Yeah, trying to sell the fake 2. But quickly noting that there is no spike tap just yet. Back into A. Still, Xfero managed to take the first shot. Meteor hiding inside of the cage. Buzz chiming in with a kill as well. 2! Meteor springs forward, and now the rest of the team has arrived. 2v1. Crazy guy. Can he shoot himself out? No! T1! Another round under their belt.
It's 2 rounds in a row that we've seen from RRQ now, just toying with the time, toying with the rotations. T1 not really being sold any fakes. No great salesman from RRQ's side of things, and they just aren't allowed to get into the side, aren't allowed to get a plant again. They need to be hunting these kills earlier on. T1 are just not giving them an opportunity, not giving them a chance. I mean, even if you got the kill there at the end as Crazy Guy, I don't even think there's time to pick up the spike and go for the plant. 9 rounds now for T1, knocking on the door, double digits. An operator out for Buzz as well. Definitely going to be chasing how many Jemkin has to his number this stage. Over 66.
Oh, well, this time it's going to Buzz. He's not going to be able to find anything. Stacks quickly trying to relay forward alongside Meteor, but even with the Sheriff, Jemkin lands a quick shot. Meteor goes for the double. Izu sliding in, not quite landing the transfer.
And what do you do now? DH already here, a 1 versus 2, and it's a 1 versus 1 when the plane starts to go down and drop into a hell. Look at the runway, it's Crazy Guy. He's putting out a Xfero, and he's blinded.
Flashed up, TP'd across. Oh, even with the open head. What a trick play to land down double digits.
Very nicely recollected from him there. The operator as well to be gifted back over to Buzz as a bit of a prize. I won that round for us. But well done from the forces of T1 as well to at least still get some damage in the rounds. You can see that the spray got a little bit away from Izu. But it was from another deficit situation for T1. 3 versus 5 for that mere moment in time. A double delivered by Meteor. And within the scrap as well, DH rotates as quick as possible. And works that retake to a T. Double digits now for T1 and a timeout brought out by RRQ. Another situation just like last map, where you think you start to get something happening on this second half. No heavy lifting done in the first. It slipped away from you to T1 ending 13-11. You do not want to see that happen again for RRQ, but for T1, the defenses are strong. The reads are right.
Enough said. So far, with everything that RQ has been throwing at them, the fakes, the tells, T1 just see all. It's a 3-round gap that RQ needs to close on up, especially off of this timeout, their last.
Yep. T1 still have 2. Not phased yet. Dimensional Drift is available for Jemkin. You would assume that you have to use that in towards this round to try and get an 8th on the board. Seeing a lot of utility over towards A. Gives you an idea that the Neon is here and that the Sova is here. And you want nothing of it towards this B site, though. We go for the very beginning. Dimensional Drift in. Jemkin going to pivot that over towards the C site at the moment, where you may have to very well see Buzz just get out of dodge. Xfero catching DH, and the hat will give all the info.
Well, too proactive, investigative. Meanwhile, flashes into C site. You pretty much have it under control.
You've got a plant for Cushy, and you've got Hunter's Fury available as well. You can look to fall back a little bit, but as I say, that Stack brings out the Fury of his own, looking for some damage. But it's going to just go by the wayside.
Then for RQ to fire a counter Fury right back. Trying to stifle the retake. Meteor in position though, hearing the shots come out from Crazy Guy. Swings at the right time. Hat tossed in. And he spots out even more targets. Has enough ammo to go at Monyet.
has both positions right now. Kushi and Xero trying to get it towards half, not being baited out.
At the same time, Xero with a slight flank going across. Meteor sticking it to hand, but doesn't think to turn around. Here's the drop now, though, but no shot. Xero gets the wall bang, and RRQ survive.
Yeah, there's a slight safety net for Kushi there that he doesn't really need to commit to a kill. Just uses the recon dart at the right time to allow Xero to get the angle in towards the site back. Who really finds a crucial kill in the beginning. Do like the attempt at getting out the util from spawn from the duelists of T1 as well to just sneak Meteor out through the garage. But it just doesn't work out at the end when Xero doesn't leave B after getting the kill onto DH. There's the 8th round that we're talking about, a necessity for RRQ to keep things in play here. As it's back to the eco again for T1. Izu one away from the overdrive. With a bucky in hand with Buzz down first.
Stacks will quickly pick up the orb off of his death. Trying to keep things interesting for the upcoming rounds, but right now, alert that it's going to be an 8 hit coming through from RQ.
And that's just going to confirm that Meteor's presence is required on the site.
Off to the back. Wow! Blinded, but still lands a shot. Jemkin, though, close range. Quickly dispatches of him.
You got the sprint, you got the stun for Izu and a bucky. I mean, you're going at it no matter what. In death, you pick up your overdrive, and in kill, well, you remove something from RRQ.
The best shout. Potential supposed to spring out of, but with the whole of RRQ just firing off shots into it.
The damage is what you're after here as well. The economy state of RRQ is not too healthy. Don't play with this like this, Jemkin. Don't give an opportunity over to Izu. Think better of it.
More of an angle for Izu to possibly just die to the spike.
Yeah.
RQ up to a 9th.
It's a little bit sad for me as well, when you look at what is available for RRQ actually. They're not getting Jemkin's Dimensional Drift or Hunter's Fury or a Neural Theft Online currently. It very well could have been an angle to just go in and pick up your ulti as Izu. Just die to your opponent. Angle yourself to try and get a kill. Do some damage to the economy. It's, in my opinion, better favor to do all of those than go up with the spike.
But it will be what it is.
Yeah.
For players on the server.
One kill at this point in time is still important, don't get me wrong. But I feel like the value of an overdrive for Izu, if you get into another eco scenario for T1, is going to be an important one. 10-9, T1's timeout.
Just trying to keep RQ off of their backs. And throughout every step of the way, it's been relatively close. Some reads working out for T1, but RQ picking up the pace over onto this A site. Working out Dimensional Drift.
I mean, we've heard in an interview recently from T1 as well that they kind of decided the map vetoes before the playoffs even began, right, on a couple of various scenarios. The Ascent composition, for example, they know that they struggle on attack. They struggled on attack here today. 3 rounds, ultimately getting 4 on the defense for a 13-7 deficit, but now they're situating themselves here in map number 3. A veto, a map that they didn't really get a choice in how it would go at the end, right? Bind or Haven, it was the choice of RRQ, T1 opting for the attack. It has looked better here as compared to their Ascent. Generally, it's intended to counter the enemy comps on defense. We didn't really see that too much. Right now, we are needing to see what they can do in this mirror match on this defensive side. Otherwise, in this round, with this backing up of the operator down C, they drop this and it's double digits.
It's off for op. Buzz versus Jemkin.
And if you move as well as Jemkin, you go straight into the crosshairs of Buzz. Maybe not able to find the kill. His B execute now has to draw him off the line. The Buzz is just going to be stalled and staying here. Or maybe not. And Jemkin, just on the movement, catches Buzz with a little lapse.
Steps back in, Spike getting tapped in now, and Izu just makes a quick go for it, straight out into the open, completely exposed. DH managing to fire one back, but it's not going to be enough as, unfortunately, Stacks gets exposed to an upper angle from Crazy Guy. Low HP, and you're stuck inside of Gong. Wait, don't be doing that.
Just got a hammer to your face in that one. That's unfortunate. 2 HP for DH. Getting out of dodge, holding the gun. Best opportunity actually here. Could have lost his life. Had Crazy Guy just stayed elevated on the site. Then they just sprayed over to him. 3 alive for RRQ. It will in fact be a tied scoreline, and RRQ on the back of their timeout to find 9, and T1's timeout to find 10 now. Have to feel like they may have just figured out what they need to do on this attacking side with the coach interventions doubling forward to try and close this map. We wanted a series, and this is a close one, Quack.
Unbelievably so. Came down to a quick B execute into this current round. But as you move on into the next one, I don't think T1's going to be looking too good with their economy.
That's why it was very important for that rifle to be saved from DH. The current kill leader in the server, tied with Crazy Guy, these Omens putting in these duels. The gun has been given over to Buzz, who has a drift available here. Can Buzz find something? The attacking side, immaculate. The defensive side, currently leaving a bit to be desired. But he will sneak himself down mid and be spotted out. And luckily enough, he can get out from the gate crash. Could have lost the gun in no man's land.
Quick over onto A Heaven, looks to continue to reposition, while RRQ just trying to find an opening, and there it is.
Again, you're very passive as RRQ in this round. That kill given to you on a silver platter by Izu. Now you will look to find out what you can do at this C site, but you have to triangulate this rifle to Buzz first. It's going to be potentially massive. Whoa.
Overdrive as well. Buzz trying to fire up some stray springs, pop flash across, but it doesn't quite land. Next to the cage too. Stacks now probably looking to get hunted.
Stack stopped from really doing anything you would feel here. Use the recon and look for a bit of a kill, but if you give Jemkin the drift, that's going to be a very big accessible item in the next round. And actually with the plant actually being realized that it's favorable to get it to Jemkin, they get off it, they get in the ult. And this is going to be such an important round. Where has that bullet gone? I'm trying to monologue here, mate. It's going to be such an important round going into this next one for T1. Bai will be back. This round will cement full rounds of regulation. But whose map will this be?
So somehow it's beginning to build up for T1. It's going to be explosive for sure. RRQ, the Korean Slayers, they said. Just a few more rounds away from possibly punching in their ticket to Japan, while T1 trying to shut that door in RRQ's face.
4 rounds in a row on this attacking side from RRQ. This one definitely, you would assume, is going to be that drift angle from Jemkin to start to get on in. An immediate from the shadows reposition actually comes into play from Crazy Guy as a bait. It's to throw your head amok in the server in this really crucial time where tensions are high, rising around this A side. And in the drone, you are feeling really worried for Stacks. He's gone. The A side open for the taking now.
And Buzz a little bit late to the party because of that TP from before. Relay bot completely connecting on!
And it's a double kill! And that has to be the save. You're going to have no money, you're going to have no guns. This is a 2 versus 5. This is untenable to get. Unless Meteor misses the kill to Crazy Guy. And DH has to provide this operator to Buzz in the next round. And the hunt is on.
Stuck inside a B site. Where does RRQ think? And if you're RRQ as well, you're just placing that sickle right around T1's neck.
There is another timeout for T1. As RRQ will find round 12, you would assume they have to call this. Autumn needs to talk to the boys. But you also give another opportunity for Ewok to do the same. RRQ. Oh boy, the operator is gone. And your pockets are empty now as T1. You have an overdrive, you have a drift. You have to angle a potential stack, a potential decisive call coming into round number 23. The timeout has been called. So T1 will have a chat, but so will RRQ. As I was saying, they can feel the reverberations every single round in this arena when T1 get kills, when T1 get rounds. But so far, in this 5-round trot, the crowd has been silenced.
Tensions just completely mounting up. You think to the ult, you think to the tools available to you in this possibly the last round. What's in your toolbox? Really don't have much because that op was lost.
If you have just joined us, these two teams have already booked their tickets to Champions Paris. That is set in stone. But there is still so much to this story for these teams. T1, the last remaining Korean team, the only team that will potentially be going unless Talon, Volta and DRX get in. They have this in their hands. They want this victory. And RRQ have been slaying time after time teams in this stage, in last stage to get to Toronto. This is a big round. And it's going to start with RRQ going to the seaside. The drift is in, and it's already a skedaddle approach from T1.
DH trying to keep hold of the site. He sets up the smokes. It's a stinger in hand. He looks to play close range. Magneto slithers through, and Buzz finds a double. Cushy answers back. Izu goes overdrive, and it's the 3 kills that put T1 back in. The crowd roars.
And the guillotine has been dropped on RRQ's succession of rounds. The 5 in a row will be shut down. It's 11 for T1. It is the final round of regulation that we will need to see in victory for RRQ. Otherwise for T1, overtime and a chance for redemption after a lead at the half. In an effort from the previous map, winning that one 13-11 as well, when you think that might go to overtime. But a comeback again from RRQ. Valuable ults online for T1. Guns, though, not absent for RRQ. And it's another spot where you're spread around the map for T1 as well. The A site stacked with Buzz and Stacks. The leader has to call a mighty round.
One away from Hunter Street. Buzz. He's going drift.
He's going to secure all this information on what's happening around A. It's Nada. So you assume more presence needed at the C site, surrounding B. And that's a massive stacking from T1 over there at the moment. Buzz now contended with over at A. Flashed off, has to give respect.
Thinking to re-peek.
He's got his team that's rotated over.
He gets at least 1 kill, that could be good. And that's an overtime possibility now. Quick flash out from Crazy Guy, they stack up together.
Xferro can try and get the hat, but it's over at long. 30 seconds to go. We've seen RRQ be really problemed by time. Mirror theft coming out from Meteor. You want to get Xferros out as well? Does he give the information? It's just going to be a bloody scrappy duel with 20 seconds to go. What are you doing, RRQ? You're going back to the A side. Do you even have time? Xferro is going to get in. He's going to beat Meteor. But that's not the player that you potentially want to see still on this side.
Oh, like a kill. And a second one as well. The Meteor crashes through. Crazy Guy, somebody's got to pick up the spike. They go in for the quick plat, but the flash gets sent across, and Izu comes back in, the door gets slammed shut.
And we're going to overtime. Another spot where RRQ cannot come out with a decision, where the time does not get the better of them. A lifeline given to T1 now, and a breath. Overtime to be the decisive factor here. From 13-7 to RRQ to 13-11 to T1. These two teams trying to evolve into Titans in 2025. But who will get the better of the other today? That is what we are here to see. No operators gambled coming into this first OT. RRQ now to the defensive side. It's been a hot minute.
Looks to be a huge A-lobby contest, Komodo. Start things off with Magnet sliding out the recons as well.
It was very successful for RRQ, remember, time and time again they did this. It was very worrying when T1 would stick around. But now they think better of it. They recognize what this is, this sense of a stack towards the A site. And now they're just going to put it straight into the C site. They're going to get there real early. Xferro, he can't do a thing about it. Or can he?
Ooh. Slight spams, low HP, still needing to get out. T1 could push up into him.
Oh, and he's just spraying bullets. It's so audible, the reload. It's not respected right now. Meteor pushes, removes his head.
The rest of the team off towards the back of C, some inside of Garage. Izu looks to hold it off. Meteor just holds out the crunch. Shock Dart gives him a little bit more space, but is it gonna be enough? Cushy, Crazy Guy, they need to do it all. Cools up front, no spray transfer. DH denies. Post plant secured, and T1 win out the first round in OT.
They set themselves the opportunity now to actually close this map. RRQ had 2 chances to do so, and they couldn't. Is this going to be the time where it slips through their fingers? They're going back to the attacking side now. A team that we know very comfortable to go into retake spaces no matter the map. No matter the map. Gonna have to do it on the attacking side. After faltering a retake there. An operator out for Buzz. Glass cannon style to the A side of the map. RRQ cannot leave this to chance. They cannot let the time get the better of them. All of this over utility towards this C side. DH already on the chopping block perhaps.
Another rush down strat. Oh, they check the corner. That's DH gone. The rest of T1 they'll arrive on the crime scene. And there it is, the kills. Xpero, Crazy Guy, Jemkin all getting one apiece. Buzz left and he goes in glass cannon. Swaps to the shorty, out of ammo completely. And it's another OT.
We will go again, a pacey one for RRQ, recognizing weakness on the attacking side. They do not let that one slip. Kill check, because I want to see the numbers. Lots of 22s and 21 over on the side of T1. They are doing this by an effort by committee. Sax, a little bit more of a problem, but still getting involved where possible, calling where required. Such a heavy burden when the stakes are like they are right now.
Back into the attack. It's another A lobby contest. Monyet just goes for the wild sprays. Izu manages to get out.
Oh, he's been damaged again. Just like last time on that C site into the trap wire, but pushed away. You don't want to see another 5 versus 5 position as RRQ. You want to try and get a slight advantage as Meteor slots himself at the front of B. This window play right now coming towards him, and he bluffs the bullets.
Slight damage still. Izu feels the need to go on the hunt, pushing out into Link. Not aware of the corners though. It's going to be Monyet with a wide swing. And now numbers picked up for RRQ. Spike planted, but into the smoke. Buzz getting shut down. More pop flashes. DH, no survival.
And Stax is the last one alive as well. A 1 versus 5. Just getting shut down before anything can eventuate. RRQ, they had to bring us into the second world of overtime. And now they have once more have another opportunity to close this series.
It's onto this side where they've had much better successes. The quick executes and T1 just reacting to it. That said though, T1 still did manage to hold it off. That's how they got to OT in the first place.
But remember, going into overtime as well, these teams get another timeout and they're not calling it. We are not seeing any talks today.
It's all up to the players.
Operator once more for Buzz to the A side of the map. Xpero count the utility, count the players. Sova, Neon, assuming an operator there yet again. It's common from T1. But do not be too patient. Do not allow the time to get the better of you. Have that stopwatch available. And the operator for Buzz, it's forced off the line now. You know it's in place. You start to ramp up on A.
Another line to hold. Ledge on it. Pass. Cuts him down. Has another chance to re-peek. Slight whiff though. Jemkin will be able to capitalize. And now RRQ sets foot into sight. Izu off the back. Meteor through the smokes. But Jemkin lands the transfer. Stax has to do it. He doesn't find it. Cushy answers back instead. 1v3 now for DH. A flash. A TP. And he starts it off with kill. Reveals his location. RRQ looks to play it safe, sets up the crossfire around the cross. Fires off blind shots and it just reveals Xpero to do it from the back. RRQ will indeed be the Korean Slayers as they punch the ticket to Japan.
This journey from this team has been a struggle, but they have improved time and time again. We have history for players in this roster. They make a statement earlier on from Crazy Guy. that we will be Korean Slayers. Gen G, who are they? DRX, who are they? T1, the next name that they will knock on the door of. They are the Reapers here in Pacific. They have done it again. And they will have another chance to get another victory here as well, as they do indeed get to Tokyo for a battle against Talon.
Both teams still locked in and secured for Champions Paris. But you look to the form that was put on display today, T1.
And it's not like they're out, are they? It is a good game, well played. It was a great display for this team. Slower starts, hot starts. At the end of the day, though, just not enough for your victors here today. Once again, it is RRQ.
They made it through with the miracle run all the way. The impossible comeback against Gen G. Taking down more players yesterday against DRX. And now, finally, onto T1. They will lock that in for the lower finals up against Talon.
Well, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us here in Korea. We're going to have an interview soon with RRQ. And we're going to have a little bit of a rest as well before we set our sights onto some mighty, hot games in Tokyo. Let's send it down to the stage now.
Hey, congratulations RRQ and Tokyo. It's going to be all about the battle of SEA teams. Congratulations, crazy guy. Join me for an interview over here. 네, RRQ의 크레이지 가이 선수 만나보도록 하겠습니다. 승리 축하드립니다. 먼저 T1까지 꺾으면서 한국팀 도장 깨기에 성공한 RRQ인데요. 이렇게 일본행을 확정짓게 됐습니다. 소감부터 들어보고 싶네요. Congratulations, crazy guy. You guys have now successfully completed the Korean gauntlet, and you guys are heading over to Tokyo. How does that feel?
For me, I feel very good because since I joined, we qualified for all the best we can. So yeah, I think I'm not that bad. So, yeah.
오자마자 좀 이렇게 팀에 합류하자마자 좋은 결과를 만들어내고 뭐 모든 대회에 있어서 좀 좋은 성과를 만들어내는 것 같아서 저 나쁘지 않네요라고 스스로 좀 증명한 것 같다는 대답을 해줬습니다. 자, 먼저 오늘 경기에 대해서 얘기를 해보자면 저희가 존재 자체를 잊고 있었던 태오를 어센트에서 다시 꺼내왔거든요. 어떤 이유에서인지 단순히 뭐 T1의 체인버를 카운터 치기 위해서였는지 아니면 다른 이유가 있었는지도 들어보고 싶네요. Now let's talk about Ascent. Taeho, I mean, we kind of forgot that the guy even existed. You brought him back. Why? Was that simply just to counter T1's chamber?
For us, we try everything we can, double duelist, double ini, everything, but nothing worked. And especially we know like T1 gonna play double senti, so like they're gonna have two TP like chamber and Yoru. So two drone will solve everything, and yeah. And also we really want to bring the Taejo back because no one play Pacific, so need to one time.
Hello to Chamber. I mean not Chamber Taeho. 먼저 RRQ가 모든 걸 정말 어센트에서 시도를 해봤대요. 투타격도 해봤고 투척도 해봤는데 좀 뭔가 아쉬웠고 그리고 T1이 사실 투감시자 조합을 쓸 것 같았고 그리고 또 체인버에 요르까지 합치면은 TP가 2개나 있잖아요. 그거를 위해서는 RRQ 쪽에서는 좀 정보를 모을 수 있는 드론이 좀 2개가 필요했었는데 그래서 퍼시픽에서 좀 태오를 안 쓰기도 하고 그렇기 때문에 태오를 다시 데려오자, 다시 써보자 라는 그런 얘기가 있었다고 말을 해줬습니다. 그리고 뭔가 헤이븐에서도 그렇고 정말 빈틈이 보이면 놓치지 않고 승리까지 이어가는 RRQ의 모습을 찾아볼 수 있었는데요. 도대체 이런 뒷심은 어디서 나오는 건지도 궁금하네요. Now on Haven, it's like T1 just kind of brought it to overtime, but you guys were able to close it out. And it just seems like when it comes to RRQ and those tight matches, you guys just grasp the opportunity and be like, never letting it go, right? So what is it about RRQ that allows you guys to do that?
I think we never like to play the fast game, you know, like 2-0 or something. We always make the game to like map 3 or something, like so people need to overwork, you know. And we start a bit slow on Haven, and luckily we adapt last 2 rounds on defense, and so we get like 5-7, and from that we managed to come back. Like P1 prepared very well for our Haven. It was very hard to play, but luckily we can adapt.
워낙 또 RRQ가 2대0 경기 대신 좀 풀세트를 가는 경기를 많이 했기 때문에 상대편에서도 좀 지칠 것 같고, 그리고 RRQ 입장에서는 슬로우 스타트가 좀 요즘에 보이는 그런 추세인데, 그런 모습 때문에 좀 이런 결과가 있는 것 같다고 얘기를 하면서, 그리고 또 전반전에 좀 2라운드 정도를 어떻게 하면 T1을 상대할 수 있는지 드디어 알아냈기 때문에 7대5에서 거기서부터 역전을 시작할 수 있었고, 그리고 오버타임 가서도 집중력을 잃지 않고 좋은 모습을 보여줬기 때문에 이렇게 승리를 가져갈 수 있었던 것 같다고 얘기를 합니다. 자, 그러면 일본이 이제 동남아시아 지역의 싸움이 될 텐데요. 다음 상대 탈론입니다. 각오 한마디 들어보고 싶네요. Now in Tokyo it's going to be 3 Southeast Asian teams. Talon will be the first team you'll face over there. So what is your mindset? Anything you would like to say to them?
Wow, finally we can play with a team like North Korean team, you know, like after so many teams that after actually no more left. This stage we haven't played against Talon, so we don't have anything to expect. Hopefully we can bring a good game, so all the people come can have a good time.
이제 너무 한국 팀들을 많이 만났기 때문에 이제 더 이상 한국 팀을 상대하지 않아도 돼서 안심이라고 얘기를 하면서 이번에 탈론을 처음 상대하게 됐거든요. 스테이지 2 동안은 정말 상대해본 적이 없기 때문에 또 어떤 경기가 될지 예상하기는 힘들지만, 그래도 서로 좋은 경기를 보여주면서 많은 분들이 오셔서 또 응원해주면 좋겠다고 얘기를 했습니다. 이렇게 해서 크레이지 가이 선수 만나봤고요. 저희는 일본에서 인사드리도록 할게요. Thank you, Crazy Guy, and we'll see all of you in Japan.
What a match. We're back to the desk with Victoria, Big Time, and Rossi's back here again. And we were watching the overtime and our hearts were racing. Rossi, you were shouting and you were remarking like it's crazier watching an overtime than playing.
100%. I honestly haven't been this nervous in like many years. Like maybe it was the first time I talked to a girl I was this nervous or something. Like, this was crazy game. That from 10, 12 on the third map, all the way to these overtime and like all the crazy hero plays. You saw Jemke with the 3K from the last round, Meteor with multiple 3Ks, and just everything was absolutely nuts game.
Man, it was absolutely insane towards this. Full credit to RRQ. I thought things would look rough for them at the start. They lose the pistol, they lose the bonus. Buzz is on like 14 kills after 4 rounds. He's taken over, but they managed to pull it back. Mad respect. And also props to T1. They made this an incredible game. It could not have gone closer.
Even to the last round, right? Almost DH with the 1v3 there.
Yeah.
So that was
I am DH.
I am DH. He is DH. But they're RQ, right? But they're RQ.
And Crazy Guy, the way he screams there, the way it didn't matter that the crowd was cheering for T1. We are in Korea after all, and you can see that experience come through, and he just gets trying to amp up the rest of his team. But T1, they looked like they were going to close out on Haven. I think it was DH who was saying it in Korean. It's like every time we win a round, it's like a dopamine hit. Like he was so fired up for this.
And this game was literally as close as you could get. I mean, we saw players from both teams absolutely pop off, win rounds for their team. And I mean, when you have an overtime that goes this close, I think that's why we saw the T1 players look so sad at the end of that game, because you know it's one mistake really that really costs you, man. You have to feel for them. Crazy Guy took over this game for RRQ. And even if we take a look on that T1 side, apart from Stax, who's on the IGL duty, it's so close. Everybody putting in work.
Can we talk about Buzz? I am so glad we saw the Buzz that we know and love, especially when it comes to fragging. He's just so excellent, and we saw a lot of that, especially in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like we said prior, first 4 rounds he was like 14-3. He still started to slow down a bit, but he gave that team a 7-3 lead, I believe, in the beginning of the game, just to have that momentum. But that's what shows about how good these teams are, right? The back and forth. It was 7-3 up for T1, and then I believe RQ went up 10-7, 10-8, and then it went up 12-10, and then 10-12. I mean, just overall, a crazy performance from me, but my honestly personal MVP has to be, I think, Jemkin for me, because he's just a monster always, but especially the last round, he gets the transfer, I believe, onto Meteor and behind default box, or sorry, Izu behind default box, and then Meteor comes out to see decent ball and smoke, and he insta-flicks him and destroys him, and like that honestly just kind of sealed it right there and made it 1v3 right there, right? So my MVP would have to be Jemkin, but Crazy Guy, he's right up there as well.
Yeah, Crazy Guy, we do a vote around the talents, and Crazy Guy, I think Crazy Guy is a different situation, right? He's obviously the IGL, and I think a lot of success in this incredible lower bracket run is thanks to this guy, Marcus.
Yeah, I mean, he's just done an amazing job in leading this team. You see the composure that they have. You see the way that they were able to push and pull in the macro. We were marking up here. He's pulling off these sick double fakes, baiting T1 out. This guy, since he's joined RRQ, has transformed them, taken them to that next level, and now I can't wait to watch this team play in Japan.
I know, and we finally, for the first time ever, have an all Southeast Asian finals. This has never happened before here in Pacific, so this is a very exciting time. And you know, Rossi, I gotta ask you, like, you've seen the evolution of this league, basically when it was a lot of Korean dominance besides Paper Rex. I mean, what do you make of this, and what this says about Pacific?
I mean, I think just Pacific in general, right? Even to me, I always thought Pacific was the best region when I came in last year, but this year they're clearly the best region. It's not even close. But I think the talent from Thailand, Vietnam, from the Philippines, a lot of these guys, they've been around, right? It's about putting these rosters together because the talent was so much, but it was so spread out, right? And I think it's now putting all the pieces together, getting everyone on the right team, and just figuring out the concoction that works for them is just really what they needed. I think the Koreans, they just had more of a base coming into the game, right? There was already coaches, there was already managers, already Korean organizations then and there, but now there's more unity for the SCA in general, right?
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what, you know, Frost was saying with talent and getting more experience for these these rookies who are just so freaking good. And I do want to ask you something. You've had experience now in multiple regions, Pacific and NA, or America specifically, and we are going to champs, and something from Paper X was saying earlier, the teams he's looking forward to facing the most are the Americas. Can you tell me your thoughts, having played on both sides? You know, any general thoughts about how Pacific will be doing?
I think Pacific will be doing very well. I think just the 4 teams that are going, you could have picked out of anyone in the top 8, you could have said a random 4, and it would have been a strong 4, honestly, for Pacific. NA's not really like that, it's more top heavy, I'd say. But don't sleep on the Americans. They got a lot of experience. You see the G2 guys, they've been together for a while. The one thing that the Americas really does excel at is just the overall teamwork and macro play and the unity they have for these top teams like Sen, who have that core, for G2 who have that core. And then there are some dark horse teams, but it's just a lot of rookies there. It's kind of shifted. Pacific was a lot of the rookies, the new guns, right? Now it's kind of Americas. There's a lot of new talent coming in and a lot of rookie teams and young teams. Now it's going to just flip.
Yeah, and they go through their cycles.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, anyway, it's been fantastic having you here. Welcome back to Pacific. I hope you stay with us a little longer after this.
I'd love to.
You'll be going to Tokyo, right?
Yes, I will be there.
Oh, nice. Okay, you can root for some of your old teammates over there in Tokyo, especially in the show match as well. Rossi, thank you so much. Anything you want to say to your fans?
I love you guys so much. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here. I always say that. It's the absolute truth. And you know, I hope to return to Pacific. It's really my true home. I always say to my mom, and it is home for me. So I hope to see you guys.
Trying to provide some support. Wild like Sparrow makes this to this story. Operator once more for Buzz to the A side of the map. Expecting a lot. And now are these be the Korean Slayers as they punch their ticket to Japan. This journey from this team has been a struggle, but they have improved time and time.